Yeah, we find her, the beautiful girl we've been missing. We wanna have her kissing. We find her, now we in love. Saga, the remix.
DMB, Truss Bites, remix.
Now if I had to lose you like a bad phone connection, I'd change my game to get a better reception. Sit back, let's start this interaction. Don't fight the feelings, just a chain reaction. Your heart won't give you the wrong instructions. Like my GPS, yes I got the right direction. We gotta merge together like a road intersection. Last stop is gonna be my love and affection. I ain't like the mother dudes, they wanna call you shorty, but I'ma call you a beautiful girl. I took your picture home, my mama saw it, she's a very, very beautiful girl. I wanna put you in my video, cause you're so beautiful. You're a beautiful girl. So when you hear us in your radio, turn up your stereo. It's beautiful girl.
Gotta find a shorty, what's worth of a lady. It's nice but maybe doesn't look like 40. It's taking a little time. I wasn't seeing no signs, any traces of my baby. Who's gonna be my baby? But I thought I'm gonna take my time. But then it took a long fun I saw a shorty passing by. She's got this very pretty smile. It was right at the bus station. I tried to make a conversation, holding her arms and feeling so tough. I felt this sensation. It's been a while that I've been trying to find a beautiful girl. And now I realize I found me a beautiful girl. She's a model, she's so fine. I just wanna take it by. Beautiful girl. Sparkling eyes are killing tight. I found me a beautiful girl.
Hey, body me LP, oh yeah, my wish came true when I saw you, girl. God must have blessed me with your beauty, girl. Looking so right from your head to your toe. Shaped like a cocoa bottle with a smile of a queen. My queen to be, you my destiny. Got a body of a goddess with your beauty. I'm impressed and I'm never in distress. Come on over and be mine. Been searching for a man and now all the cats keep looking to mine. With a sexy walk and a sexy talk, she must be from your planet called the sexy world. I know I ain't tripping, better yet I'm thinking put a ring on the finger, we look good together. Take your place in my heart with your beauty. I'ma say that I'll never turn away. Who would think I'm in love?
Such the way she smiles at me just really makes me weak. The way she speaks to me just really make me go so weak. Keep staring in her eyebrows. All I kept on saying is wow. Your beauty shines and breeze at night. All I really want in my life. Oh yeah. It's been a while that I've been trying to find a beautiful girl. Fine brown eyes. I found me a beautiful girl. She's my model, she's so fine. I just wanna take it. Beautiful girl. Sparkling eyes, killing tight. I found me a beautiful girl. Yeah, beautiful girl. What beautiful girl, yeah. Beautiful girl.
Damn. Money. You seen her? Hot Ice. Have you seen her? LP. Have you seen her? I'ma go over to Truss Bites. I know you've probably seen her. He has a lot of beautiful girls with him. Truss, it's DMB, baby. Look. Beautiful. I look for a while, but I can't seem to find a beautiful girl so I can make her mine. Time after time, I've been searching for a while, but every girl I meet never seems worthwhile. What can I do? I pray to God for an answer. I feel pains in my heart like cancer, and when I find her, I'm gonna romance her. Lace several presents and gifts. Call me Santa Claus. I make a heartbeat pause. That's my girl, homeboy, not yours. The girl of my dreams, she's more than I ever thought. Show me ass and culture. I think I'm getting punked. She's what I really want, so I'ma go get her. Since I'm a go getter, you know I'm gon' get her. And I will give her the world, anything for my beautiful girl. Psych.
Ooh, it's been a while that I've been trying to find a beautiful girl. Fine brown eyes. I found me a beautiful girl. She's my model, she's so fine. I just wanna take it. Beautiful girl. Sparkling eyes, killing
you touching and kissing. Make love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen. One love enough, we done enough.
Man of prestige. Ha! Now this guy win. Now you win. Now you win today. Now you win. Now you win. I agree. Man of prestige. Now man you be.
I'm sure some people will be jealous now the way I talk about Ola. But I have learned a lot from him. That's why I keep telling you to follow him. If you don't follow Man of Prestige, now you know.
What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? This is Ola coming to you live from my Empire Pro Studios. Yes, I'm back in the studio. So sorry. I'm so sorry. Well, I have to apologize for two reasons, okay? Two reasons. First of all, my tardiness today was it's my fault, okay? Yeah. My Chrome browser needed to be cleaned. I had to clean the cache and all that kind of stuff. If you don't know what that is, you don't get it.
You get it? Okay. If you don't get it, forget about it. All right.
But anyway, the good news is I'm here. The second thing I want to apologize for is for being away from the live sessions for so long. The reality is that I did experience a little bit of burnout. I needed a little bit of time off, you know. So instead of just taking completely off, I dropped videos, you know. So shout out to everybody that's been engaging the videos. I engaged some other projects, some travels and stuff like that. But I'm back. Shout out to Gracious Greatness. What's going on, my brother? Good to see you, bro. At least you're the first to make a comment. Thank you. I appreciate you for doing that, for having the courage to do that. I know that feeling when you don't want to be the first to make the comment. I know that feeling. But we're here nonetheless. And shout out to everybody that's brand new here. Maybe because you're brand new here because we've been talking about Kemi Badenoch, wherever that pronunciation is. Anyway, you go manage them. For all the UK people, you have to manage our pronunciation today. We're going to talk about that today. The Prestige family is reacting. Sheon Kuti reacted. What's his name? Femi Fanikaude reacted. Aisha Yesufu reacted. Rufai Oseni reacted. Reno Omokri and a host of a bunch of other people reacted. So, nonetheless, you know, I'm going to look at some of the reactions today. I dropped a 10 minutes video about this, which many of you appreciated. I appreciate you for seeing my point of view on this kind of things. I do have a point of view. I just don't have extreme two sides of black and white points of views like most human beings. I have a little perspective, special type of perspective, unique views on things, but there's actually a view, okay? But you might have to take your time, listen long enough to hear it sometimes. But I'm not in a rush, so you shouldn't be in a rush. Take your time, okay? As you know, we come here to talk about, we try to extract life and relationship lessons from trendy topics. And when I say relationship, we need to kind of like put some respect on what we do here. It's beyond just romantic relationships, okay? We're talking everything from power to personal relationship. We're talking about everything from politics to personal relationships, human interactions in general. That's what we're talking about. Ogaola, use Brave browser, privacy instead of Chrome. Shout out to you. I appreciate you. I'll check that out. But these things here, like this StreamYard, they tend, most of this stuff that we use a lot, they tend to create updates around Chrome or Edge for the most part. You know, so, you know, testing different browsers is something I don't necessarily have the patience for, but sometimes I get I get choked up like this, like today. So then I have to clean up and stuff like that. But I'll check it out. Thanks to you, brother. All right. So again, today we're going to be talking about the Kemi Badenoch thing. We're going to be looking at some of the reactions. If you don't know who Kemi Badenoch is, my pronunciation could be wrong. I think what I've heard people say is Badenoch. Then she's the newly, I think she's elected official, but the leader of the Conservative Party in the UK. But her Wikipedia here says Olukemi Olufunto Adegoke Badenoch It's a British politician who has served as leader of the opposition and leader of the Conservative Party since November 2024, meaning like yesterday. Just happened like 1 month ago. The first black person to hold those offices. She previously served in the cabinet under Liz Truss and Rishi Sunak from 2022 to 2024. All right, so she's basically found herself, as a leader of a major party in the UK. That is a big deal. That comes with lots of responsibility. If you can only imagine, that comes with a lot of responsibility. So that's the person we're talking about. Pardon me, that's her picture right there. That's her. Okay, it's a 44-year-old lady. Okay, about my same age, the millennia, right? Married to a white man. I'm not sure if that's important. You guys will tell me if that's an important information as we get through this session today. Not to how are you there? Not to hit the like button though. Hit the like button. Let's share, subscribe. We have to wake up the algorithms right now. The algorithm is trying to hold me hostage, but God forbid bad thing. I'm not going to be a slave to algorithms. Okay, I'm not going to be a slave to algorithms. It is what it is. We're going to be here, take our time. If it's just me and 0 people talking to ourselves, so be it. But I want to say shout out to Natu and Gracious Greatness and the rest of the 8 people watching behind the scenes. Thank you so much for being here. Yes, I am back in the East Coast. Thank you, Natu. All right, so hit the like button. Let's see if we can ping everybody else into the room. That's the more the merrier, obviously. I'm not going to front about that. But we have content to deliver. We have to continue the work. I want to do a quick shout out to all my legacy sponsors: Mo Fresh, Life with Natu, Adesua, Film Girl, Tima, Gores Corner, D Love 3000, Yes TV, Chidima, Swakuberry, Mary Parker, and all the new sponsors. I appreciate you and everybody that has donated super chats on this platform. I want to say thank you, thank you, thank you. You can use any of this stuff, Cash App, Zelle, all the stuff right here on the screen, including super chat, to donate and support the platform. It goes a long way. This month, thus far, obviously we haven't done live session, but in spite of, we've raised $61.48 so far. The goal is $182.13, and we're on the half of the month. We could do it. We could do it. Yes, we can do it. Yes, we can do it. Right? Yeah. As low as 99 cents goes a long way. Either you're watching this as a replay or you're watching this live with us. You can always see like a little box with a dollar sign. That will make your life a lot more easier and will support this platform. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And just a little bit of a like goes a long way. All right, so I'm not in a rush today. I was going to be in a rush, but God did some kind of miracle, so I did it. Okay, we're going to talk about this. There's some comments that came on a video that I did, about a 10 minutes video. So what do you guys think? Should I play that video or should we just dive into what we're here for today? We could just go ahead and react to the, let me see here. We can just go ahead and react to the video, or I could play it. I could just play it. This was me in the middle of Las Vegas streets last week. And let me see here. There you go. Yeah, let me play the video so we can make it complete, right? All right, let's see. Aha. Let's listen in. Once upon a time, there was this Nigerian auntie. Let's call her Auntie Ego. Auntie Ego had been living abroad for years in one of those countries where the government works, the lights stay on, and the potholes don't look like mini swimming pools. One day, Auntie Ego went viral. She was trending on Twitter, Instagram, and even the family WhatsApp group because of something she said about Nigeria. Some people were clapping for her, others were filming, but everybody was talking. Why? Well, Auntie Ego made some very interesting comments about Nigeria. She called it corrupt and unstable, painting a picture that some people felt was too harsh. Remember, Davido said something similar a few weeks ago. Nigerians, you know how we are now. Some people said Auntie Ego was just telling the truth, while others, they said, why are you washing our dirty laundry in public? But the real basketballs came when one Nigerian leader, let's call him Uncle Shetima, when he decided to clap back. And let me tell you, It wasn't pretty. The actual story revolves around a lady called Kemi Badenoch, a British Nigerian politician who has been shaking tables in the UK. In fact, I first learned about her when Antabi Obodoyibo TV made some comments about how nasty she is on her Instagram page. So Kemi is supposedly bold, she's sharp, she doesn't mince her words, and especially when it comes to her seeming disdain for immigrants in the UK. In fact, she's known for being brutally honest, blunt, you know them, right? Brutally honest about the challenges in Nigeria, of course. She tells the truth. Recently, Kemi made some comments about Nigeria being plagued by corruption and instability, and she doubled down on how those issues shaped her perspectives growing up. Let's just say she didn't exactly paint the country in glowing colors. Now, Vice President Kashim Shettima, that's Nigeria's vice president, of course, he heard those comments, and like a typical Nigerian uncle, he didn't hold back. During his speech on immigration in Abuja, he called Kemi out directly. He said, if she doesn't feel pride in her Nigerian heritage, she should, and I quote, remove the Kemi from her name. Okay, that's the Nigerian equivalent of telling someone to pack their bags and get out of the WhatsApp group. Nigerians, we don't play with names. It's like telling someone to erase their identity. But Kemi wasn't backing down. Through her spokesperson, she said she stands by her comments, and she basically reminded everyone that she's not Nigeria's PR representative. In her own words, she's there to represent the UK, not clean up Nigeria's reputation on the global stage. The response was as sharp as the jollof rice crust when it burns at the bottom of the pot. You guys like that, right? You like that? Yeah. Now let's pause here for a second, because this is where it gets interesting. On the one hand, Kemi's comments have some truth. This is the truth. Kemi is a truth teller. Nigeria has issues, big ones: the power outages, the potholes, the corruption, the do you know who I am? Show my age mini syndrome, right? But on the other hand, there's a way to deliver that truth without dragging the whole family name through the mud. It's like having that one cousin who tells the whole world your family secrets at the slightest provocation. Think Alanti, Kemi Olunloyo. Even if they are right, the way they go about it can leave a bad taste. And Shettima, let's analyze that response. Comparing Kemi to what's his name, Rishi Sunak, the UK's Indian descended prime minister, was a big miss. Shettima basically said, and I quote, "Look at Rishi. He never denigrates India." But let's think about this for a second. Did Rishi Sunak grow up in India? Did he navigate Lagos traffic where last mark can arrest your car and your spirit at the same time? Did he attend a school where the teacher might not show up for weeks because the government hasn't paid salaries? You see, it's not a fair comparison, right? Comparison in general is just terrible. When you're comparing human beings, it's just bad, okay? So comparing Kemi to Rishi is like comparing Pop and croissants. They might look similar, but they're not the same thing. Now, let me tell you why this whole drama reminds me of my Uncle Femi. Uncle Femi is one of those people who loves Nigeria, but doesn't shy away from criticizing it. If you ask him about Nigeria, he'll tell you the truth. Uncle Femi is a truth teller, like most uncles, right? But he'll do it with tact. He'll say Nigeria is like a diamond covered in dust. The potential is there, but we need to clean up. You hear that? And you don't feel attacked. You feel inspired to do better. Kemi, on the other hand, Auntie Kemi Badenoch, well, her comments felt less like inspiration and more like a slap.
That's why your blood sugar stays over 250 and your feet burn like they're on fire. Did you know type 2 diabetes is a completely reversible condition? You may not know this, but the biological reason why people struggle with type...
But I digress. Let's get back to Shettima for a second. The issue here isn't just that, isn't just what he said, right? He implied that Kemi owes Nigeria loyalty simply because she's Nigerian by heritage. But loyalty isn't something you demand, just like respect, trust, submission, ladies, gentlemen, right? It's something you earn. Nigeria, for all its greatness, hasn't exactly made it easy for its citizens to feel loyal. Look at the brain drain, the doctors, engineers and creatives living in droves. These are people. These are people Nigeria invested in, only for them to leave because the system doesn't reward them. So, can Nigeria really claim credit for their success abroad? It's like planting a seed, not watering it, and then taking credit when someone else's garden produces a tree. Will make sense now, right? So, and let's not ignore the emotional intelligence factor here. As always, I have to touch on that, right? Shetima's approach comparing Kemi to Sunak are essentially calling her ungrateful. It's a textbook example of poor communication. It happens in relationship, in politics, everywhere. You know what I'm talking about, right? If you've ever been compared to your cousin who got straight A's, you know how annoying that is, right? Why can't you be like Tolu? They'll say, and in your mind, you're like, because I'm not Tolu. That kind of comparison doesn't inspire change. It just breeds resentment. And this is something that a lot of people struggle with, because they want to be truth tellers. They want to do comparative analysis between human beings. But let's not give Kemi a free pass either. Her tone, her delivery, it lacks empathy. It's one thing to criticize Nigerians' issues or Nigerian immigrants. It's another thing entirely to sound like you're like you've washed your hands off the country or your own people. As much as she says she's not Nigerian's PR representative, the fact remains that she's a high-profile Nigerian abroad. Like it or not, people look at her and see Nigeria. Is it not obvious? So while she doesn't owe the country glowing praise, a little diplomacy wouldn't hurt. After all, you don't need to shout to be heard. If you're enjoying this conversation, now is the perfect time to hit that like button, and don't just stop there. Subscribe to the channel. You know, we keep it real here. So, and you don't want to miss out. All right. And please share this video too, because your friends need to join in on this gist. Back to the story. This whole saga boils down to key lessons. First, there's a way to tell the truth without burning bridges. Kemi could learn from people like my client, Tunde. Tunde is also a Nigerian in the diaspora, but he's mastered the art of balancing truth with empathy. He once told me, the world already sees us in a negative light. My job is to speak the truth, but in a way that uplifts. Imagine if Kemi took that approach, still honest, but less harsh. What about that method, right? No. See, they always think they're wiser. The second lesson is about responsibility. Nigerians in the diaspora often find themselves walking a tightrope. On one hand, they want to be honest about the country's issues. On the other hand, they know their words carry weight. It's not an easy balance, but it's a necessary one, right? So Kemi might not owe Nigerian PR services, but she also doesn't need to sound like she's throwing the country under the bus. Now, let me leave you with this thought. No, I'm not leaving. Wait. Nigeria is like that family member who embarrasses you at the party, but still deserves your love. Criticize them, yes. Hold them accountable, absolutely. But abandon them, that's where the line is drawn. Does that make sense? I hope so. I want to know your thoughts on this, because I know this is a very tricky thing. If you're a Nigerian in diaspora and someone struggling to navigate this identity conflict in your personal relationships, don't just sit there. My wife and I, we've written a few books, and you can book a free consultation session.
If you don't get it, forget about it.
Welcome back. So that's the video that I dropped 2 days ago. That's getting everybody buzzing. That video has about 2,500 views on it today. So, yeah. So I wanted to talk about that. There's some reactions to that video. There's some comments on that video. And if we have some time, I just want to engage you guys. If you have any comments, also drop it in the live comment right now. I want to engage the comment section of that video. Because I found some quite some interesting, opinions in that video, but I understand, I get it. That's why there's two sides to, probably more than two sides, but it's okay. There's more than two sides to every story. It's not just two sides. I know most of us think it's two sides, which is why we're listen to the other side. Listen to the other side. What about the other side? You go there, all right. Anyway, let's see here. Again, feel free to drop your comments. This is all I ask people. I said, what do you think? Do Nigerians in diaspora have a duty to protect Nigeria's image, or is telling the hard truth the only way to inspire change? That's all I asked, though. That was all I asked. This is the question. So this is the question I asked, and guess what? People answered. And I really appreciate for every one of you that left comments on that video. I appreciate it because it got me thinking. Let me see here. Let's see. I'm just gonna go from the first comment till the last comment. Okay, here you go. Aha. Maybe not. I'm not going to go in any order. I'm just going to go in the order that I see here. It's going to be tough for me to go through it. Okay. All right. So somebody said there is no place for the wicked. The corruption is no longer hidden. What do you guys think about that? There is no place for the wicked. The corruption is no longer hidden. Keep in mind, we're talking about Badenoch. I just played the video, the backstory for you. She's a blunt talker. She tells the truth. She's a truth teller. She doesn't care about your emotions. Screw your emotions. You and your emotions can go ahead and hug a transformer.
You doing what?
If you don't like the truth, then it is what it is. It is what it is.
Your daddy.
Anyway, let's get back to it. So there's no place for the wicked. The corruption is no longer hidden. Okay, if you say so. All right. Another, that's by the way, that's Sarah is real 7879. Derek says this is the most balanced presentation of the facts I've ever heard. I personally don't like Badenoch because I think her ultimate goal is one of power. I also think that endearing herself to the far right is very poor too. I think it's poor. I think it's cheap. Not her in particular, but people would think that way. They're usually easy to get. Okay, they're easy to sucker punch in the face because they never see it coming because they only face one direction. Right? They're easy to cajole. They're easy to defeat. Yeah. Yep. Anyway, so I'm just going through the comments. That's all. This is the question on the screen that I asked. So yeah, I do think it's poor too. So shout out to Derek for that. Bola Salak, I guess it's Salako, said, I don't know if he or she, your analysis is fair and balanced. Kemi may not want to be associated with the corrupt system in Nigeria, but our empathy should be for the average and helpless Nigerians. The idea that an average Nigerian is helpless is also arguable. It just depends on how you see things, right? But the average Nigerian probably feel that way. They feel helpless, so I get it. This is why I have a hard time just completely casting Kemi away, because I do believe that there's so much nuances to this type of issues between the have and the have-nots. If Kemi understand why God put one in a vantage position of influence, that's a good point. That is such a fantastic point. If Kemi understand why God put one in a vantage position of influence, she will be circumspect in her comment. Oh my God, that's such a powerful sentence. Let's take a look at Nehemiah in the Bible. You see, I always knew that this platform only attracts the smartest and the most intelligent people on the internet. Because after 30 seconds, the weirdos, they drop off. Let me just be honest with you. I know I see the numbers, okay? But I'm not mad at it, okay? This is for the special ones that are designed to lead the world. Anyway, he lived and had a rare privilege in foreign land, but he remembered the ruin of Jesus. No, not Jesus. The ruin of Jerusalem with all the corrupt leaders and system. Nehemiah did not badmouth Jerusalem, but made a deliberate effort to change the fortune of Jerusalem, where people were being oppressed. Along with like minds, he gathered. They succeeded in rebuilding Jerusalem. Had Nehemiah not done what he did at that period, we know if Israel would have had the effrontery to claim the great city today. Even at that, Israel is not having it rosy today to claim full ownership of Jerusalem. If we sacrifice to build Nigeria today, we know several years later it might come to be a nation where the whole world wants to be. But if we kill it, we're at risk of becoming modern slaves in another country in the near future. Let's think about this. That is such a fantastic comment and good story to reiterate from the scriptures. Thank you so much. Okay, I'm a terrible Bible scholar. I kind of know what I'm talking about, but Bible scholar it's not my thing, but I appreciate the correlation between what you shared and what I was trying to say, but let's keep going. Hit the like button, share, subscribe. There's a lot of lessons in this, so don't sleep on it. Think deeper. Ero Gile. Anyway, Priscilla, shout out to Priscilla. Priscilla says, I agree with you, Gaskia. It's time to be brutally honest. Hiding sickness would not bring cure. I also think that Kemi's pain is deeper than we think. She's dispensing too much hate, not concern. All right, that's a good point. That's a good point, Priscilla. But your comment is very similar to the person that said there's no place for the wicked. The corruption is no longer hidden, which is another reason. Okay, so that person said there's no place for the wicked. You said it's time to be brutally honest. Unfortunately, if we're talking about human beings, the only thing they will feel is your brutality. They won't get the honesty. So essentially, your honesty will end up in the, you know where, right? In the poto. Yeah. It doesn't mean you shouldn't be honest. I just think the idea of brutally honest usually falls right straight into the poto for obvious reasons, based on the topic we're covering right now. All right. Number one, because brutally honest is, especially from a place of I want to intentionally be brutally honest, is usually a lie at the end of the day, because that's just one human being's perspective that usually does not account for the other people's or the other side's perspective, lacks active listening, lacks empathy. So it's a lie by default for the most part when people say brutally honest, because it doesn't have room for actively listening. It's only one person or one side of the equation's viewpoint. Or if you're so sure of yourself, I just hope you know what you're doing. That's all. If you're so sure of yourself that it's just being brutally honest, there's nothing wrong too. That's just life. We can only see so far, which is why I really love Bola's point here, where she said the vantage point of influence, of power and influence. I will add power and influence to that. Spot on. Speaking of spot on, Toti Julo Gania Toti Toloju. Okay, shout out to you. The spot on 100%. More wisdom, bro. We don't need to hide the truth, but show empathy. Showing empathy is not the same thing as hiding truth. Okay, this is how most human beings think, by the way. You're not alone if you think that way. Showing empathy, packaging is not the same thing as hiding the truth. If you think it's the same thing as hiding the truth, there goes, bam. That's the issue right there. That's the issue. Okay, that's the issue. Okay, you're not wrong. I'm not wrong. Both of us were right at the same damn time.
Well, you're right.
But one of us go collect shot. One of us facts go collect.
Sorry.
All right, let's continue. I'm not saying it's you. I'm not saying it's me. I'm just saying. All right. Let's see. We don't need to hide the truth, show empathy. We should learn the difference between condemning the leadership, politics in Nigeria, and defaming the country itself. No country is perfect. Our own is our own. And then Ajibola Obe responds to that person, to Gania, says, thank you. There's so much wisdom in your comment. This is what Nigerians defending Badenoch don't understand. All right, so there's a lot of Nigerians defending Badenoch, which means we have to pay attention to why they're defending. Because even if one side claims to be the leader, you have to pay attention to what the other side wants, what they desire, and you don't want to end up leading just yourself. You know. Let me see here. I see a comment. Shout out to Gracious Greatness. Enietta Wood says, I have a lot to say, but because I'm not from Nigeria, I'm careful. Feel free, you know. Feel free. We will correct you in love if there's a need for correction, and we might just learn a lot from you. Okay. All right, so let's keep going. I'm just going through the comments, y'all's comments on that video I did earlier on. All right. Emily Igere says, you have spoken so well, sir. Well coordinated, good analysis. May we get a better Nigeria soon. For me, I feel those in diaspora should also say the good things about Nigeria when it is required and talk about the wrong things with wisdom. Yes, that's a fact. It's the same thing I say about relationships, about politics, about power. Spend more time celebrating what is good about your relationship. If there's nothing good about it, walk out of it. If it's not that easy for you to walk out of it, there's some kind of value that you're getting in it. It might be difficult for you to identify what that is, but sit your butt down somewhere and do the analysis, do the assessment. Why is it that you're still there? Now, some will say it's Stockholm syndrome, blah, blah, blah. You know, it's true. That can exist. But at least can you sit down first of all and do the assessment? Let's make sure it is actually Stockholm syndrome, because many of you, including myself, we just speak out of our ass, our feelings. For the most part, we don't really do an assessment. So we should absolutely spend more time celebrating the goods, and that is a difficult thing. It's easier to shame. It's easier to spew the poisons, shaming, insult, blame, fault, judgment, condemnation, guilt, right? Black or white. I'm just a black or white person. Yeah, that's easy. Can you try something a little harder, right? Sarcasm, condescension, right and wrong, upsets. Those things are easy. Try something else. Try something harder. Okay. Gracious Greatness says, LOL, man of proceeds. Peeps can be diplomatic, have some decorum, but still speak the truth. Absolutely. Two things can actually happen at the same time. But black and white people don't think that. And those are the people me and you have to lead. So we have to listen a little bit further. You know, it's not, like I said, it's not right. All of us, we are right. Get off the fence, Ola. Stop the cap, Ola. We're not all right. Some people are just wrong.
Stop the cap.
You too, you're right.
You're right.
All right, so shout out to Emily. Ronke Alonge, shout out to Ronke. Ronke says, so we must give impression that all is well. Who are we deceiving? Guess what? Ronke Alonge is one of the topmost comments here. Why? Why do you think that is? Right? Because Ronke is right. Ronke is right, right? Even though she didn't really make a statement, she asked a question. But this question is pregnant. The question is pregnant.
Will you keep quiet?
She said, so we must, Abi, we must give impression, Abi. I added Abi myself, but I can see that person's face right now. We must give impression, Abi, that all is well, Abi. And who are we deceiving? Listen, if I'm wiser than you and I'm trying to lead you, it's not good enough either. If you're wiser than me, you're trying to lead me, it's not good enough either. So let's just hear it out. Ade of Lagos, shout out to Ade of Lagos, say, That's not the point. Shout out to Ade of Lagos. I think I saw a comment by Ade of Lagos earlier on, but I don't remember what that comment is. But we will get to it in due time. Ade of Lagos says that's not the point. Kemi is lying about her experience growing up in Lagos. Blatant lie. All right. And then shout out to Blossom D. John says it seems you know her. Okay, we'll get there. Let's just keep going. These are points of views, very valid points of views that we have to pay attention to, right? People think packaging is lying. There's a healthy amount of people out there who think packaging yourself, presenting. You notice the word I just used, self. Half of a word, yourself, self, right? Self. Packaging yourself is lie, right? Painting yourself in a certain way, even though it's not always all rosy, it's not always all a bed of roses. Painting yourself in a certain light, right? Showcasing a level of confidence and paying less attention to a side of you that might be insecure, right? This is the viewpoint. She might not mean that all the way, right? But there are people that take your little small point, our little small point, they take it to the extreme. But that's what that sentence / question means. So give impression that all is well, like all packaging, all presentation, like you do at your job. If you're a leader and you have to sell an idea or something like that, selling is literally making an impression that all is well, knowing fully well that there's a risk that's going to be taken in one shape, form, or the other. Who are we deceiving when we can just tell them, hey, me and you, we're flawed. Don't buy shit from me because my ideas are just as terrible as, if not worse, than yours. No. I'm just stretching it. Pardon me. Sorry. I'm not being sorry. I just want us to, get the gist here, right? Shout out to Ronke. Prince, pardon my manners. Let me make sure I'm following gracious greatness in the chat. It says, sounds like Ronke is a black and white type of character. Commentator, yes. Please say your piece, Enieta Wood, please. All right, hit the like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications. This is not just me reading comments. I'm trying to provoke thoughts here that'll get you think beyond just right and left and right and wrong. Sorry. Okay. Prince, shout out to Prince Agamioji. Says, if Nigeria was to be living up to its potential, then Kemi would have been glad to associate herself to Nigeria. What do you mean? Like, she would have been glad to associate herself to herself? Oh, you didn't mean that. You just meant to Nigeria. Sorry. Let the politicians clean after themselves. I agree. I said that about Uncle Shetima. Uncle Shetima is entitled as fuck. All right. But it's okay. Let's just continue here. We have a bigger conversation here than Kemi and Uncle Shetima. All right. Lateef Adewumi. I'm not sure if this is my Lateef Adewumi, but this is Lateef Adewumi. Shout out to Lateef Adewumi. Nigerians in the diaspora hold the country a lot. Okay, I think it means the country a lot. The problem with the country is not just the politicians, but more of the followers. I think the politicians are a function. Okay? I think the politicians are a function of the people of Nigeria. This is the people we produced that became our leaders. I think we can all agree to that. Anybody want to disagree with that? Okay. All right. That doesn't mean we can't hold the leaders accountable, but you have to have something to hold the leaders accountable. If the politicians are you and you are waiting for your own turn to hit your own national cake, problems one here. We got problems.
They use your function to play.
Anyway, let's continue. There's no country without problems. Samira, shout out to Samira. Samira says there's no country without problems. Nigeria is one. We have our problems, and so many of us agree. Kemi is not our spokesperson, and we don't want her to be one, but she's a politician, and in politics, one has to be tactful the way you deliver your message. That's actually the greatest lesson in all of this, okay? Honestly, I'll be very honest with you guys. When I read all this, about 100 comments here on this one video, After reading them earlier on, I had to sit my boys down. Okay, they're 16 and 13, and I had to have a serious conversation with them because, frankly, a little small part of me is like, it's time for a conversation. It's time for a conversation, a father to son's conversation, and we did earlier. It took us about 30 minutes. I made them watch the 10 minutes video first, and they came downstairs and we talked about it. And the good news is that I got some balance. I got the balance that I needed. Anyway, let's keep going. But I raised them. So what do you expect? All glory to God. All glory to the Most High. Okay. Anyway, there's no country without problems. Samira says. Okay. She needs to learn the art of diplomacy. The art of so diplomacy is not an exact science. It's not black and white. It's not just somebody pandering. Contrary to popular belief, it's not just somebody pandering. It's somebody making sure that their so-called truth actually lands on fertile soil, that it actually germinates and becomes something, and not just get stuck inside of your stomach, the truth teller, right? Because you know how many people are telling truth and nobody can receive the truth from them, and then they just collecting left and right, and they wonder why nobody receives truth from them. And what they do, they conclude that the world is just devolving. They make a conclusion that the world is just a terrible place and people are just terrible. And the reality is that so many people are enjoying life, they're enjoying relationships, right? And yeah, even some of them are enjoying power. And some of them have committed the worst atrocities in the past. But somehow they figured all y'all out. Anyway, she needs to learn the art of diplomacy. It is an art. It is not an exact science. The same thing that truth is like an art too. How do I know? Because you're speaking your truth. I'm speaking my truth. No, the truth is just the truth. So who's determining the truth? Is God. Who is God? You or me? No, it's my God. No, is it your God or my God? No, it's Jesus God. No, it's not Allah God. You see confusion very quickly, right? Very quickly, it becomes very confusing. There are a lot of British-born Nigerians in the UK, Samira says, who will hold her accountable for the brutal remarks she made about Nigeria. I wish her luck in our endeavors. But she did not have to talk about Nigeria to become relevant over there. After all, she is British. She is British. All right, let me come to the comment section. All right, so Enieta says, well, my brother-in-law is from Nigeria. Kemi is not lying. About what? I want to hear it. Tell us more of the story, Enieta. Please feel free. Is she? Please do enlighten us. In what way is she lying? No, she said Kemi is not lying. Yeah, it's not lying. Tell us. Share more. Kemi is probably not outrightly a liar. Doesn't mean she's never lied in her life. But I would like to know the specifics of what part of the story we're talking about. All right, shout out to Samira. So Funke Show replies to Samira, says she has appealed to the Westerners that she's not one of you. No, she has appealed to the Westerners. She's appealing to the Westerners that she's not one of you, and being hateful is one of the ways. Speaking from a country that colonized her country, the genesis of all. Funny thing, that girl is. Oh, this person is not feeling Kemi. This person is feeling like Kemi is Auntie Tom. Okay, maybe Uncle Tom. Problems. Let me see here. Anyway, the question that is being answered is this question right here on the screen. We're getting there. Let's keep going. Hit the like button, share, subscribe. I simply asked, what do you think? Do Nigerians in diaspora have a duty to protect Nigeria's image, or is telling hard truth the only way to inspire change? That's all I asked. Hit the like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications so you're notified when we go live. Let's keep going. There's some more comments here, some more answers here. And then Dennis Kobe say, what is the meaning of Nigeria in your language? All right, let's keep going. Let's not worry too much about that. Anyway, Dennis continues. Okay, Dennis said, I identify myself more as Igbo Biafra than Nigeria Kelechi Obi. I stand with Kemi the Great, Lady Kame. Brothers, point of correction. Dennis says, point of correction. Nigeria is not, and there is no history book written that Nigeria is one. Instead, Nigeria is won by oil and gas, money sharing allocation every month from Biafra. All right.
You think so? They're wise.
All right, let's just leave that tribalistic talk alone. I need more I just need more. Just tell me more, and then we can take it from there. Right now, we're talking about Kemi's mannerism, how to talk versus being a truth teller. Should we package or should we not package? That's what I want to talk about today. If you want to talk about those other things, tribalism, racism, tell me more of your personal story. If you just want to talk about it at a general level, then I can't put any much credibility to what you have to say outside of just being emotions, okay? Which is fine. Just I don't have answers for it since I don't have your personal story. So what do you think? Do Nigerians in diaspora have a duty to protect Nigeria's image? If you don't identify as Nigerians, it's like there's not much you can say about this, you know. Now, shout out to Enieta. I'm not talking about you. If you are not a Nigerian, but you have an opinion, that's fine. But you don't identify as a Nigerian, but you want to act like you're a Nigerian / Igbo, but not really Nigerian. Like, no, just be Igbo or be Yoruba like Kemi and leave the conversation alone. And don't denigrate Nigeria since you can't relate with Nigeria, right? As Nigeria used to be, or as a person with family members who identify as Nigeria. You get what I'm saying? You get it? You get what I'm saying? It's difficult. Listen, I don't know what I'm trying to say, honestly, but I do want everybody to feel free to have an opinion, you know, but I think
You get it? If you don't get it, forget about it.
right.
let's just keep it moving. Let's keep it moving. It's okay. We're all right. Okay. So what is the meaning of Nigeria in your language? I don't know, man. All I know is that we're human beings, and yes, human beings do take on territories, and yes, there's power involved, there's influence involved, and yes, people will invade and take your family and children if care is not taken. And yes, every nation has the right to protect theirs, and that's why they have militaries. And I know you're trying to play fair, and you want to be fair and all that kind of shit. In reality, there's no such.
You doing what?
In love and war, all is fair. And that's why at the end of the day, I'm right and you're right.
Well, you're right.
Keep in mind that everyone is protecting their own. Everybody. So if you decide not to protect your own because you resent things that happened from 400, 500 years ago, you can still be invaded. So the same thing can happen all over again. Why? Because you chose to be resentful about 400, 500 years ago. All right. And I'm not saying it's your fault. I'm just telling you what is going to be, what it is. It is what it is. Right. So shout out to Latif again. Latif says your analysis was just the best way of dropping a weighty comment, but not hurting anyone's ego. Baba, I did try. Well, it is not easy. You know, people think they're truth teller. If I really tell you how I truly feel.
You doing what?
If I really tell you how I feel, you think you're brutally honest. They say, I'm coming from a place too. Don't forget that. Anyway, let's keep going. Chooks, shout out to Chooks, says, the question is, who is Nigeria? In as much as Nigeria. See, Chooks, you should search for Biafra on YouTube. You search for Biafra and you watch 2 or 3 videos, and what you will see is that this kind of video will not end up in your live stream anymore. It will not end up in your newsfeed anymore. You will see more videos about Biafra, and in that kind of space, your opinions would be much, much more valid. Not that your opinion is not valid here, but it will be much more valid because then you'll be speaking life into the idea or the existence of Biafra. as opposed to denigrating Nigeria, which is really the point here, right? So that's the point that is being argued for or against here. Is it okay to denigrate Nigeria in the name of speaking the truth? Right? So what you call British today was not always British a couple of 100 years ago. It was also something else that has evolved to become today. And some people have some resentment around that as well. What we call America today, no be America from 5,000 years ago. It's a whole different story. These won't even have history. We don't even have enough history to refer to. They have history written down and stuff like that. Nonetheless, this is a very vicious, cold world. I don't know. You guys are teaching me, so let's keep going. Chuk says the question is, who is Nigeria? In as much as Nigeria as a country is riddled with problems and inadequacies, at what point do we separate the country as a geographical location, the people living in it, and the government who run the affairs? People have been mixing this up quite a lot by lumping all together geographically. Nigeria is rich and blessed with natural resources that many countries would die to have. In terms of people, Nigeria is filled with very hardworking people who strive to make lives better for themselves and their families. Then the government, by the way, which is not a person, it's just a government. It's not comprising of Nigerian people. It's just some kind of weird, I'm being sarcastic, some weird alien people that we didn't vote for. They stole the mandate. They're not human beings. Let's just call them government. Then the government who run the systems are extremely wicked and corrupt. These are the supposed targets of the hate which people hurl at Nigeria. But most people just include my innocent father and mother in the village who know nothing about how Nigeria is mismanaged into the smear campaign. Let's learn to identify the thin line between calling out evil politicians and smearing the whole country, including innocent citizens. This was actually playing the balance somewhere there. I'm trying to figure it out. Let's keep going. The same bad Nigeria has produced hardworking millionaires who rose from ashes, who rose from nothing, and etc. In my opinion, there should be a balance, because no matter the truth told, if Nigeria is truly as terrible as diasporans always paint it. Oh, now we get it. This is a fight against diasporans. Okay. If it's truly as terrible as diasporans paint it, a lot of them would not even be able to be in the diaspora legally, because a terrible system might not enable you make money to travel. Balance, please. All right. All right. So, Chooks. All right. Anyway, somebody responded to Chooks. Say, Joyce Apia. Isn't that a Ghanaian name? Nigeria is a country created by British, who even coined its name in 1914. So these are three people who want to have a different conversations I've noticed so far. I would like to have that conversation with you. How was Nigeria created? Nigeria was named after Lord Lugard's girlfriend. She named the Lord Lugard's girlfriend named Nigeria. Her name was Shaw something, Shaw, SHAW something. She gave Nigeria a name, Nigeria, after the river Niger. That's a different conversation. You know, I'm open to having it if you guys want to have it. If you want to have it, put it in the comments, in the chat later on, and we can have it. But that's a completely different conversation. Anyway, let me come to the chat. Let's see. The British helped cause some of the unrest between the tribes. They have a similar track record between India, Pakistan, and the nations in the East when they were colonizing them. So, right? You ever heard divide and conquer before? Yeah, actually, it's probably a tactic you should learn too, because your enemy is not necessarily persons, but you do have enemies, and that's a very nice strategy you can use to divide them and then conquer them. Did I say it's okay to conquer the black people? I didn't say that. Please don't put words in my mouth. I'm just saying this is a tactic, an age-old tactic that is being used to invade and conquer and defeat people. You know, so she was a side chick to Lord Lugard, man of prestige. Yes, that's what they said. A side chick Oh, not girlfriend. Oh, sorry. A side chick to Loluga. She gave Nigeria a name. But if you want to have a 7-hour conversation around that, I'm down for it. Let me know in the comments, and then I'll learn something. But I don't think that's what this conversation is about. Amandi Vani says, great analysis. All right, thank you. Thanks for your words of wisdom, Priscilla. Thank you, Priscilla. Say, Mommy Sweet. Shout out to Mommy Sweet. Mommy Sweet says, those Nigerians criticizing Kemi are suffering and smiling.
You get it? Okay. If you don't get it, forget about it. All right.
You get it? Smiling and suffering, pressure to
Everything I do, I will. Pressure to what?
All right. Let's see. Those Nigerians criticizing Kemi are suffering and smiling. Nothing to hide about what's going on in Nigeria. The whole world, I'm trying to speak British, the whole world knows a country where wicked politicians can't provide a common electricity to its citizens. Reason generator being privatized to a certain politician selfishly, whilst the rest population are suffering. Kemi is a blessing to those without voices. We need more Kemi. That say it the way it is. Say it the way it is. Who's Shetima talking out of point? Who's Shetima talking out of point? Where a woman with class is my love to you, Kemi. All right, so shout out to Mommy Sweet 84202022. What I'm gonna do is, somebody else earlier said something about the vantage point of influence. When you say somebody's a truth teller, I want you to remember vantage point of influence, meaning you are probably a liar, not you, but anybody who is a self-proclaimed truth teller is probably a liar by default, especially if they're in a position of power. A position of power could be a husband in a household. A position of power could be a leader of a nation, a country. This is the reason why they have to be careful. This is why they have advisors, because there's vantage points everywhere. So no one can sit and just claim truth telling. But maybe she's in fact telling the truth. But I hope she knows what she's doing. That's all I'm saying, All right. If all she's doing is actively dividing and conquering, then she knows what she's doing. Okay. Because actually it's a strategy. Okay. Some people will just be extremely brutally honest because they're creating a division and they know exactly what they're doing. Okay. You just happen to be the sucker because you think they're telling the truth. But it's actually them intentionally dividing and conquering. And yes, they're telling a certain viewpoint that looks like the truth to people with extreme viewpoints, right? Something to think about. That doesn't mean that she's also not a victim of her own mindset. That's probably her personality as a person too. What we need in general is leaders who can actually lead the people that have opposing views, and that's not an easy thing to do. Okay, the easiest thing to do is to tell the truth as you see it, say it as it is. That's one of the easiest things to do in life. Okay, that's why it's also people that tend to think that way, they also tend to find it easy to be judgmental, because it's easy. They don't have to think it, they just judge from their own vantage point of view, right? Think beyond black and white. The whole world knows. A Q says, replying to Mommy Sweet, the whole world knows, and everyone trying to carry along. How are their countries perfect? All good? How are their countries perfect? All good? Does anyone has an idea what constructive criticism meant at all? I'm confused, bruh. I'm confused. I don't know what constructive criticisms are. Just please tell us. Tell us more. Bestie Kezi says, Nigeria in diaspora, if you like, protect your image. Your children will be more embarrassed. Hey, stray bullets. Stray bullets. Gracious Greatness says 17 viewers in the cloud. I beg, please, can you all hit the like button? Please hit the like button. Thank you. Please hit the like button. I beg of Ulana. Thank you. Help me ping my people back into. Please hit the like button. Thank you. We're left to 7 likes. Hit the like button. Thank you. All right, hit the like button. Thank you. All right. What do you think? Do Nigerians in diaspora have a duty to protect Nigerians' image, or is telling the hard truth the only way to inspire change? The word duty, I don't know about the word duty, but it's still a good question nonetheless. Okay. Shout out to Bestie Kezi. Let's go to Tayo Akoni. Shout out to Tayo. Tayo says, excellent analysis. The point is, the world has become a global village and everything is open and bare naked to the eyes of people. We can argue that. Actually, that's false. Depends on what you mean by everything. Okay. Most human beings are not even emotionally intelligent. Okay. What is that? What is emotional intelligence? That's un-African. What the hell do you mean by emotional intelligence? When we can just call a spade a spade. You see? Exactly. Most people actually argue with their destiny when it comes to emotional intelligence. It's a problem everywhere, both at the leadership macro level and personal relationships. Most human beings see a spade as a spade. So it's like you're preaching to the choir when you tell people just call a spade a spade. They are literally telling you what they see, but you are there arguing with your destiny. Why? Because you don't want to listen. Your own point of view is all you see. But you can't see that that's all you see. It's a serious, deeply rooted problem. But anyway, shout out to Tayo. So Tayo says, except we want to keep deceiving ourselves. Everybody can see everything already, right? There's no point trying to cover what's not covered. So Tayo sees packaging and presentation, proper presentation as covering up, right? It's better to come out plain and true about Nigeria at any point in time. Why do we need to do that when the whole world already sees it? Why should we do that? Give me a good reason to come out and tell the truth about Nigeria when the whole world already knows the truth about Nigeria. Can we do something a little bit harder than doing what it already is? It will do everybody good at the end of the day, right? Honesty is the best policy, right? Covering up will make the corrupt leaders feel good, yeah, for real, and would see any need to work harder to change or correct the bad image. Okay. Thank you for the point. I appreciate you, Tayo. Ijoma says people should direct their anger to the wicked political class who are doing everything they can to make sure the non-political class don't brief. Are you serious right now?
Let be poor. Breathe.
Ijoma, are you serious? They voted him in. they put him in that position. Abi, let me guess. He stole the mandate. Okay, all right. Let's not victim shame here. Let's continue. All right. The point that Ijoma is making is that direct your anger towards the ones that you voted into office. Okay. Kemi is not lying, even though she can be more tactful in her delivery. That's all we're saying, Ijoma. Shout out to Ijoma. All right. So Q, I saw Q comment earlier on. Q came back. Q says she needs wisdom. You know, one thing I noticed, I think some people watched the beginning of the video and then they watched to like the 7 minutes and they're like, okay, all right. Call a spade, but God damn it, like, can you make a better presentation of yourself and don't be pointing to your father's house with the left hand? Anyway, she needs wisdom, smartness, fame. Position alone will not cut it. UK is not a perfect country, neither is any nations in North America. Wow, we collected stray bullets. Focus on UK. Sorry. I caught feelings. I felt triggered for a second. Focus on the UK, okay? Anyway, neither is any nations in North America. Corrupt politicians are everywhere. They manipulate numbers, both in their private and public life. Facts. Shout out to Q. Exactly. She even will congratulate them. Yes, she's looking to work with JD Vance now. There's a report here. Okay. Nigerian, let me see here. There's a report here. I was looking at it just a few minutes ago, right? That she's about to collaborate. She's about to collaborate with JD Vance. There's a report on the, where is it? There you go, on the Telegraph. Literally on the Telegraph. Hold on one second. Check this report out right here. There's a report here, how Kemi Badenoch and J.D. Vance plan to change the future of conservatism. The Tory leader's relationship with America's vice president. See that picture? Could be key to conservative party relations. Check that out. She's already looking to collaborate with some of the quote-unquote perfect white people politicians. Check that out. She's already looking to collaborate, right? It's hard to see why there should have been so much surprise that Kemi Badenoch, so recently crowned as leader of the Conservative Party and His Majesty's loyal opposition, should have sat down to dinner with America's Vice President-elect J.D. Vance in Washington, D.C. last Saturday. Badenoch was in town to address the International Democracy Union Forum, delivering the sort of back to first principles speech about conservatism that she promised. Listen, I know that she probably stands for a lot of good things. Okay, this is just what we're talking about today. All right. So let's keep going. I'm just still going again. So, politicians are liars. Okay. Just know that and know peace, please. Okay. Corrupt politicians everywhere. They manipulate numbers, both in private. I'm still reading Q's comment now. She even will congratulate them, but turn around to blab about Nigeria. So she can look good to her audience. Okay, so I can't be mad at her looking good to her audience. It is what it is. All is fair in love and war. Her points will always make no sense if she refuses to apply wisdom when presenting. Thank you, Q. The European, she's maybe to her base. If her base is big enough, she might just help in sweeping UK. Maybe she'll become the prime minister one day, someday. Maybe very soon. Maybe sooner than you think. Okay. The European she's trying to please are not better. They will clap for her during the presentation and laugh when she turns her back. To them, she's just a tool. I think she's a tool personally. Which, again, if you can be used, then maybe you're just useless. I just hope you know what you're doing. That's all. The Lutheran dude says she is firmly on the side of ordinary Nigerians. What she talks about are the governments they've been having and the chaos they've created. It makes sense for the Nigerian government and their corrupt allies to talk silly. That's because it's been very hard for them to handle Kemi's rightful snub. Okay. After a series of failed attempts to smuggle themselves into her success, her primary allegiance is to the UK, as brilliantly articulated. By the way, Nigeria's VP, Vice President Uncle Shetima, apparently is so unsurprisingly intellectually lazy to not have known that Rishi Sunak never once lived in or experienced India, which is what I mentioned in the video. Anyway, shout out to you, the Lutheran dude. Okay. Major Bison says, I will soon get off this internet. Nigeria matter tired me. Problems. Excuse me. A man, Oboti, says many Nigerians often act as if every bad thing in the world happens here. Wait till are you about to attack the diasporans? Esra and you. Let's keep going. Yes, we face serious challenges, but everybody's generalizing Kemi to be every diaspora now. Okay, is that not obvious enough that most Nigerians in the diaspora don't think like Kemi? Like, that's not obvious? Really? It's not that obvious? Okay, oh. Let's just keep going. Because me, I can't come and shalaye tired.
You go explain, because no evidence.
Anyway. Yes, we face serious challenges, but we also have the power to turn things around. Change starts with each of us as we demand better leadership. We also need to take a hard look at ourselves, reject bad habits, and embrace values like honesty and responsibility. Building a better Nigeria isn't just about holding leaders accountable. It's about all of us doing our part to create the country we want to see. I can't disagree with you on that, brother. I agree with you. And then Dennis came back. Dennis is replying to everybody. What is the meaning of Nigeria in your language? Wala. Dennis, you know, go rest like this. Dennis, kill each other now. Why all these questions?
Nigeria don't report to our call.
Let be poor breathe.
Dennis, let the poor breathe. Did your Nigeria have foundation? Dennis is asking. Let's see. The United Kingdom, where Kemi is, have foundation. That is what give her the stand to stand upright without covering with Nigeria high quality corruption. Okay. Anyway, somebody says smart guy. Me, I'm just asking questions, so that's all. Oh, thank you. Bernice B says, when Kemi talked about blacks dwelling too much on slavery and reparation, I felt a bit bad. But let us face it. You know, we do that back and forth with Uncle Tom's for the most part. We're like, let us face it. You're just telling the truth. You're just a truth teller. Let's just face the truth.
Why the fuck you lying?
Yeah, right.
Abba, you lie. Sabi lie.
Truth teller. Truth teller is on. All right, excuse me. The truth. The truth is the bare minimum. You're supposed to tell the truth. But that's easy, man. Can you do something a little bit harder than telling the truth for once? For once? Huh? You're supposed to tell the truth before encore. See, but after all, you said the truth is the truth. The whole world can see it. Why are you trying to help the truth further than the truth? Abi, you're just in denial that there are other types of truth that you don't want to face. Anyway, let us not play down on the extent of the damage done to this nation. Dada Oleja complete it. Me more. Don't even me more. Dada Oleja what? Anyway, Dada Oleja. I don't know what you talk about. We cannot even. Somebody help me in the comments if you can finish the Owe Yoruba. Dada Oleja. Dada Oleja. I don't know which one. We cannot even breathe anymore. Anti-masses policies flying all over the place. Look at what Dele is passing through, and you still want this lady to play it down. Capital no. I don't want to confess the negative about Nigeria. Shebi is already negative. Why would you need to confess negative? It's already negative. You see why I said people are default lying.
Why the fuck you lying?
Abba, you lie. Sabi lie.
You just told me that you're lying all the while. All of the comments just went straight through the bottle. Just now. Like I didn't even finish reading it yet. You don't want to confess negative on Nigeria. If you confess negative about Nigeria that's already negative, it cannot be negative anymore. Just go ahead and freedom of speech. Tell your truth teller. Tell your truth. Shout out to Bernice, by the way. I'm just trying to get you to think beyond, quote unquote, I'm telling the truth. As a matter of fact, it is possible. If it is possible for the politicians to be going from door to door to take from the masses, they will do it. Look at how they are making people homeless despite all. Politicians are stealing. Yes, sir, that's a fact. But that's not really relevant to this conversation. It's not. Okay. I could see why you think it's relevant, but it's not. You got to think a little deeper. Okay. Is it when we start going to tiny African countries for help that they will know a lot has gone wrong? No, when you go there, you might just appreciate what you have suddenly. I'm not saying Nigeria is good. I'm just maybe you should try going to other smaller African countries. Anyway, Mr. Vlogger, leave Kemi alone. Oh, so she's attacking me now, Bernice. I forgive you in Jesus' name. All right, so let's keep on. KK say MOP spot on. I appreciate you, KK. Shola Jumbo says, as a Yoruba man, I'm 100% with Kemi. Let's clap for Shola real quick. That's my little brother's name. It's not a little person, by the way. But let's give him applause, a round of applause. All right. As a Yoruba man, I'm 100% with Kemi. Nigeria is gone and irredeemable. Speaking to negative, I was speaking negative. Just calling a spade a spade. Thank you. Truth tellers, undefeated.
Abba, the lie. Sabi lie.
Shout out to the Yoruba man, Shola Jumbo. Okay, you have an English name, Jumbo. Where's that from? What's going on with that? But anyway, he just want to call a spade a spade. But anyway, Q answers. Shola says the difference between Nigeria and Western world is the infrastructure. Their politicians are worse. I think Q watched the video a little bit and then watched it and then it's like, wait, let's slow down. Jesus Christ, can we slow down? These people are not better. Oh, they're kind of better, but not really. Okay. There's nuances. There are nuances everywhere. And the leaders, the best leaders in the world are the people that can see that. And they will continue to preach truth to you because you are the sucker, right? As in you are the sucker. As in SUCKER. Pardon my accent. Okay, as like you're the mumu man, and they would speak truth to you. They're just speaking truth. You're right. All of them are liars. Okay, their job is to divide and conquer.
Why the fuck you lie?
That's their job, and their job is to make you argue with your destiny. Their job is to make you think, oh, I found a side that's supporting me. You're right. Anyway, so what should we do? You need to understand how power works. That's what you need to do. Okay, stop shooting from your ass. You're not holier past anybody. Okay, and your best favorite politician is a liar too. Okay, that's just what it is, and that's part of their profession. Okay, so are you encouraging them to do it? No, I'm saying you need to elevate your level of thinking about how life works itself. That's what I'm recommending. I'm encouraging you to do that. The bare minimum you should do is tell the truth. You should say things as you see them. That's the bare minimum. You need a little bit more wisdom than that because that's easy to do. Okay. The politicians are worse. Truth and honesty are fading in all these societies that we give high praise. When you have a thing or two to do with ordinary civilian in government office, you will realize where the problem really is. The citizens. Facts, Queen. Facts. Q is getting to me right now. Absolutely. That's on point. The citizens. You can't take this past the citizens. Like, can you stop the cab already? Jesus Christ. I need water. Anyway, let's get back to the comments. These comments are loud. Shout out to Tranquil Paul's X. It says, Uncle Ola, why are you calling me uncle? Why are you uncling my life? I just learned about the Alanti thing. All right. Do I look like your uncle? I'm a young man, okay? Anyway, let's keep going. Uncle Ola, your wisdom too loud, I beg. Yes, so whether we like it or not, we must protect Nigerians' image because at the end of the day, even if you hold another passport, people respect the person who honors their home. Tranquil Pause X Alanti, uncle, whatever you are, shout out to you. That's the wisdom here. People respect in the long run, though, maybe not in short term, because it's easy to say, but she's having a success. She didn't need you. It's easy to say that, okay? I hope she knows what she's doing. But people respect a person who honors their home and or origin story. Thank you for reminding me. Thank you for getting the message. I appreciate you. All right, let's keep going. There's more. There is more. Let's have it. Q say you nailed it. Q gave me so many comments. I think Q was just watching and just like chatting like he's live. But Ade of Lagos is here. Ade of Lagos posted his comment yesterday. But Kemi Badenoch lied. See, when I say people lie, they think I'm saying, intentionally lie. No, not necessarily. It could be intentionally lie because if she's that powerful, she knows exactly what she's doing.
Abba is a lie. Sabi lie.
Okay, but oftentimes people are actually lying without knowing they're lying, as in like they're not speaking the truth. That's what I'm saying. Maybe not necessarily intentionally, but they're definitely not speaking the truth. They're speaking their limited vantage point of view. They call it the truth, but we all have a blind spot. And by default, you're basically lying. If that's how you see life, it's black and white for you. You go collect. I'm telling you. Anyway, let me read this. Let me finish reading this. So she was a daughter of a university professor. This is Ade of Lagos, that attended an upper middle class high school within the university community. Where did she experience all the things she claimed? I wouldn't doubt that she experienced those things, but let's keep going in the comments. He said, we are talking about the 90s or whereabout or thereabouts. That's a lie. In the 90s, I also got chased down the street by a madman in the middle of a war somewhere. I know, right? So how's that compared to this? I don't know. I'm just saying people can have weird experiences in the 90s too. And there were corrupt police back then as well, right? But anyway, Ade of Lagos is not having it. Ade of Lagos said, that's a lie. I lived on and off a neighborhood that's surely not up to where she lived in Lagos. And then things were pleasant. I also had friends who lived in the quarters, in Ife, in Futa, so I know what Ade of Lagos is talking about exactly. We roamed the streets of Lagos all night without fear. There was running water. Okay. That's also certain parts, not everywhere, but I know what he's talking about. Things have gotten worse since that time is the point that Ade of Lagos is making here. Power supply wasn't as bad as now. $1 would fetch you about 18 to 20 naira. She seemed to be projecting what's going on currently in some parts of Nigeria onto our own experience back then. That's not right. A lie. She can make her point without lying or being so condescending. She's absolutely condescending. The way she carries herself with regards to Nigerians is condescending. It's just what it is, okay? What she's doing and how she's doing it is totally against the age-old philosophy of the Yoruba people that she's from. You don't, now again, I don't want to come off as entitled, which is what I accused Uncle Shetima of. We are not entitled to Kemi's loyalty. That's the reality. But I guess we can call her out for being so loud because she's a powerful person and her voice is very loud and she's influential and she can influence a lot of people in the opposite direction that everybody actually wants when it comes to Nigeria. So I get that, but all in all, overall for me, I don't think, okay, maybe as citizens we can call her out. Shetima should not be entitled to a Kemi. It's just ridiculous. Okay. You don't use the left hand to point out your father's family compound. Yes. The fact that she's married to a white person says a lot. Shout out to all the people that are married to a white person. I don't think our parents did a good job to nurture her sense of self and strong Yoruba norms. To be honest with you, that was a sentence that I saw this afternoon and I decided to have a talk with my boys. Okay. Many Nigerian parents focus on career goals for some vain objects rather than strengthening their children's sense of self and heritage. She will learn the hard way. She's going to learn the hard way. She lacks wisdom. I do think she lacks wisdom. Or she's intentionally lacking wisdom. Intentionally. Meaning she's actively trying to divide and conquer for her own personal gains. Power. If that's what she's doing, kudos to her. Shout out to her. God bless. Continue. I hope you know what you're doing because you can also get destroyed in that same light. Blonza, now I understand where you're coming from. Ajibola says, totally agree. Obviously, lack of sense of pride in our African heritage, and she is desperate to adapt the ways of the Western world. She's extolling the virtues of the Western way of life and using every opportunity to denigrate the country of our origin. There's no way to shape it into truth as much as we try to shape it into. It's just not good. I need to do is shamelessness. As in like Uncle Toms are shameless people. That's how I feel about it in general. Okay. I understand there are some nuances to it, but in general, that's how I feel about it, personally. Emmanuel Adeyosoye says she is entitled to her position and opinion on matters. There are two sides to every coin. Thank you for that. We were just waiting for your own side. D, shout out to my GD, says MOP, it seems like you have embraced a nomadic lifestyle and left your online fans high and dry. Well done, though, and a very much pregnant well done at that. Okay. Thank you, D. I appreciate you, D, always. You know, this live, Sha. I know see you inside this live. I know you'll be listening later or something. But shout out to you, D. I appreciate you. Benjamin says we have defended Nigeria for many years, but Nigeria don't deserve our empathy because we have received empathy. We have, I guess, not received empathy from her, a country which forces our citizens to give her a bribe. To give a bribe is an eyesore. Why must we not say the truth? Corruption at all levels, what a shame. Or, I understand, but think a little bit deeper. This conversation is much deeper than that. Make a no go, shalaye tired. Let's just keep it moving, right?
We go explain because no evidence.
Anyway, Odu says, I don't think it's fair criticizing Madam Kemi for talking harshly at Shetima's comment. Well, I don't think it's necessarily about Shetima's comment. I think she generally talks harshly about anything that has to do with our very own heritage. It's what I'm getting. I don't really know enough about her, but that's what I'm getting from most people. But the other side are saying she's just telling the truth. Let's just allow her to tell the truth. Okay? Allow her to tell the truth. Okay? Anyway, how about the vice president talking down on the whole tribe by asking her to remove her Yoruba name if she feels uncomfortable being a Nigerian? But let's be clear, Nigeria is not a nation. I did say something like that. I was being sarcastic when I said that. Removing her name, I think the president was trying to make a point too, maybe some sarcasm around that as well. Clearly, Kemi is unbothered. But let's be clear, Nigeria is not a nation, but a collective of nations put together as a business entity. Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to clear my mind on the issue, peace and love. I appreciate you. When you say Nigeria is a nation, a business entity, it's like people arguing that marriage is a business. I'm like, what does that have to do with anything? It's irrelevant to the conversation. You try to make it relevant, but it's not really relevant. You're dealing with human beings, and human beings, they don't care about anything outside of their feelings, including you and me. They don't care about anything outside of their feelings, including when they claim that they are talking out of logic. Logic, these nuts.
These nuts. Got him.
Logic call. Logic call from media ni. We just like lying to ourselves.
Abba is a lie. Sabi lie.
Okay, so let's keep going. Let me keep going here because it's a lot. Let me see. All right, so let's be clear, Nigeria is a nation, but a collective of nations put together as a business entity. You're not telling us anything new. It is what it is. Marriage is a business. That's not relevant to your abilities to nurture relationships, your ability to make a person feel safe, secure, loved, respected around you, so they want to do lifetime with you. The fact that it's a business does not negate any of that, does not negate the fact that you require, that emotional intelligence is required of you in order to either work out a personal relationship or lead a nation. Let's make sure we stay on the conversation. A family is a business for the countries. Okay, nation is a business. Okay, it's a business entity. Okay, you're not telling us, oh, so what should we do? Treat it like a business? No, that's the minimum you should treat it as, because human emotions are involved. So you're not just going to call it a business and think, okay, everybody should just fall in line and be their duty. You go just collect. Anyhow.
Sorry.
Let's be careful. Let's be careful with all the talking points. Dennis is back. Say, what is the meaning of Nigeria? I asked, I said, is this a question? Not sure because there is no question mark. Dennis just posting everywhere. Shout out to Dennis. Problems. Anyway, Alex Binkwe says, all Kemi Badenoch is saying, when she grew up there, Nigeria did not have her back. Therefore, why should she advocate the country's image? Perhaps Uncle Shetima should not be too triggered, but focus on how to improve the future. I kind of agree with that. Now, here's the thing. Kind of agree with that. But you don't really have to speak for a nation. You can not speak up for a nation, also don't denigrate them. Those two things can be true at the same time. Right? So what I'm getting is that she is, any opportunity she gets, she talks down on Nigeria. That's what I'm getting. Correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm not British, so I don't know. You tell me. But that's the vibes I'm getting from Kemi's image in general. And since she doesn't want to protect Nigeria's image, I don't have to protect her image either. I'm just reporting on what we see here and trying to extract some lessons you and I can learn out of it. Anyway, shout out to Uncle Beno. Uncle Beno left a comment. Uncle Beno said, my take, Kemi is not a Nigerian. Problems. Problems though. Anyway, let's keep it moving. Shout out to Uncle Bendo. Temi Daramola says, what people don't understand about slavery is that we as Africans had slaves long before the colonial masters came. Hey, easy Temi. Anyway, in the Yoruba ethnic group Nigeria, the king, his chiefs, and tribe leaders all had slaves in their households and had liberty to do with them as they please. Slavery is not unique to colonialism. The whites didn't invent slavery, they were just smart about it. I'm not saying it is morally right, but it is not an historical fact that many seem to forget. No, it is an historical fact that many seem to forget. Let's stop outsourcing the root of our problems to slavery. We are in the 21st century, for God's sake. Temi, I'm going to leave you in the hands of the gods for that comment you made. You're not wrong. Okay. Shout out to Victoria Odili, Miss Victoria Odili. Protect Nigerian image. Why? How are you helping issues by covering up? Auntie Victoria, she does think that covering up is the same thing as presentation. Let's move on to Dr. Buzz 38. In all caps. When somebody types in all caps, you're about to collect straight bullets from everywhere.
Sorry.
All right. Let's get to it. Love your analysis, son. Okay, me, son. The other time, somebody called me uncle. This time, somebody called me son. Anyway, but I think we would not be where we are with Kemi today. I guess if Nigeria, with their primitive mentality, jumped on Kemi as soon as she was politically elected. What Nigeria was supposed to do was to congratulate her and back off respecting her space. I kind of agree with that. Absolutely, Dr. Buzz. I agree, sir. Absolutely. Which is why I think Shetima is entitled as fuck. She don't need them, so they should have respected themselves, Yeah. This is a matured and civilized way to do things. We are all like babies whose minds are yet to develop. I like your platform because you reason before talking. I appreciate you, sir. Dr. Buzz or ma'am. Yeah, but you typed in all caps, sir. Is that because your keyboard is broken, sir? Anyway, let's keep it moving. D says it's our prerogative to choose whether to identify as Nigeria or with Nigerians. However, can he stop I knew this was coming. I knew this was coming. Listen, all of you that are supporting Kemi, you're about to collect. Wait for it. Wait for it.
Sorry.
I could be wrong, but let me see. However, can she stop using Nigeria to score cheap political brownie points? That's what she. Okay, I hope that's what she's doing. I hope she knows what she's doing. Because if she doesn't know, our own matter is worse. Whitey will drag her. It's only a matter of time. But if she knows what she's doing, then shout out to her. She understands how it works. Divide and conquer. Her utterances make her look just as bad. Yep, I agree. Black Magic 6 bingo, replying to D, says bingo. Oyinbo will look at her, and in the back of their mind they'll think, if she can be this treacherous, it's something in relationships, right? If she can be this treacherous to our own kids and kin, to ingratiate herself with us, can we really trust her? That's part of power. They will ask those questions at some points down the line. Oh yeah, they will drag her. She politics me. Is it not politics? Wait for it now. Be patient. Jacob says, replying to Black Mike, say, don't you know the Oyinbo you are talking about know better than what she just said about Nigeria? See, the person is still thinking truth. Truth tell us. Truth is truth. No matter how you said or where you said it, that's bullshit. Let me just tell you straight up right now. Okay? Truth is not truth no matter how you said it. It's not. Okay? That's actually a lie. What you just said is actually a lie. Presentation does matter. That's the truth. That's the absolute truth. Okay? That's the reality. I don't know what other words that you want me to use. Okay. Truth is not truth, no matter how you said it. That's outright bullshit. Okay. I don't know who told you that. I don't know how they told you that, but they lied to you. Okay. They lied to you because the people that actually know the truth, they know that presentation is the actual truth.
Not be juju be that.
Let's keep moving. That got to me. Shout out to Jacob. I appreciate you, Jacob. Jacob continues. Okay. First off, I know more about Oyinbo people than you know about Nigeria. Wait, what? What we talk about here? I was born in the UK and have lived here off and on for the past 50 years. Secondly, you are making the foolish mistake of conflating honesty with diplomacy. Problems. A good or successful lawyer, politician often knows the truth, but is diplomatic about discussing it because they are aware of the bigger picture. Okay? Now you're yielding to my direction now. Black Magic is responding to Jacob. That's making sense now. But it could be anybody. Okay, we're all somewhere in between. Okay. A good and successful lawyer, politician often knows the truth, but is diplomatic about discussing it because they are aware of the bigger picture. That's why I keep saying people that don't pay attention to bigger picture because they want to tell the truth and call a spade as they see it now, because they are liars by default because they don't know what they're talking about. They're just caught up in their emotions and their need to be right. Even when I tell them they are right, they don't believe me.
You're right.
Yeah. This is a lot. Gracious Grace says politics is not for the faint-hearted, though. Kemi must get strong body. I hope she knows what she's doing. Because I'm not saying Kemi is wrong in any of this. I just hope she knows what she's doing. But Oyinbo people will ask her at some point down the line, wait, how can we trust you? Well, I was just telling the truth. Nigga, you are terrible. You're a terrible leader. Tell them, what truth are you telling exactly? Well, it was just the truth. My nation was bad. Well, we are not that good. Does that mean you're going to throw us under the bus too? They're going to ask her. Trust me. Just wait for it. Don't be this life today. Wait, relax. First off, I know more about Oyinbo. Okay, we already covered that one. Kemi Badenoch is someone who is proverbially cutting off her nose to spite her face. This is a fantastic comment here, Black Magic. As a consequence of her personal vendetta with Nigeria, Britain may in future pay a huge price when it comes to trade deals. Listen, Truth tellers, they are undefeated, you know. Deborah Daniel says, my brother, the family name is already in the mud. Let's stop pretending. Let's stop pretending or more. Pretending is one of the most dangerous words in this internet streets. Yeah, it's one of the most dangerous words in this internet streets. Pretending. Victims are very quick to say people are pretending, but it's okay. Take a look at how we are drifting out of the country in search of what? Better life? Let's call a spade a spade. Anytime you say let's call a spade, check the source of that. I do say that too, but check the source of that. There might be problems. There might be problems with the source of that, okay? I'm just saying, okay? Please, everyone should leave Kemi alone. Flora says, Kemi is not a Nigeria. That means Nigeria. She is Yoruba, and I'm not a Nigerian. I am Igbo. Until all of us stop deceiving yourselves that there is no Nigeria, the better. Why are you calling it Nigeria? Because the side chick named it Nigeria? Is that why? Break off this contraption and save lives. Hey, oh God. Biafrans and the Yoruba nation. Problems everywhere. Bestie Kezi say you are an Igbo, not Nigeria, right? But you have just be the Nigeria because before you are Igbo, you are in Nigeria. Bestie say, you know what? Fuck that shit. I don't care if the side chick named us. I'm Nigeria. It is what it is. Anyway, Freddie Marco says you have the right to identify where you are lying. No be by force. It's problems everywhere. Anyway. That's where we are. 48 minutes. Somebody came back and said the truth needs to be told blankly on the white paper. I'm guess right. So be it. If this is the only way the desired change will come. Anyway, whatever you guys are calling the truth is such a subjective thing is ridiculous. And I don't know if you guys are ready for what life entails. But we are all here to figure it out as we go. But there's been some updates. I'm going to be going through some of this Instablog Niger posts with regards to some people that have some opinions. So this was the Prestige family's responses. It took us 1 hour and 47 minutes to get through that. So I'm glad to have to come back and report on this. Hopefully you guys got some lessons from it. So what is our verdict? What is our verdict exactly in terms of what do you think? Nigerians in diasporas have a duty to protect Nigerians' image, or is telling the hard truth the only way to inspire change? Right? I think hard truth, it's no way to inspire change. I think it's a ridiculous. Whoever said that, whoever means that, whatever you mean by hard truth or blatant truth or brutal honesty, whatever that means, you think that's the way to inspire change? How come you have not inspired the change? I mean, you are whining the rest of us. What's going on here? What do you mean? Can you break down what the truth is without me disagreeing with you? I mean, there's a chance that me and a couple of other people will disagree with you, and then you will now call us, you will now try to shame us because we have a different point of view.
You doing what?
What do you mean by truth or hard truth? Right? It already sounds like tyranny to me. It already sounds like there's nothing democratic about whatever hard truth means. It sounds close-minded, if anything. Right? I'm just telling you what it sounds like. So we shouldn't speak the truth. No, that's the bare minimum. That's where you start from. That's easy. Everybody is speaking what they think is truth. But you're leading other people. You're interacting with other people. They have different points of views. So unless that's what you mean by hard truth, if hard truth is just your own idea based on your own politics, your own religion, your own point of view, the way you were raised, your own moral compass, instantly it falls in the poto. By default, it's a lie.
Abba, the lie. Sabi lie.
It's a lie. The only source of truth is active listening. That's it. Why? Because you're interacting with other human beings. It's just the reality. If you live in a cave, yes, sure, rock with your whole heart truth and just tell it, and then you're happy because everyone, you, happy. But if that's not what we're talking about, you got to think a little deeper, a little harder than that. Think harder, not hard truth. Think harder. All right. So a couple of people responded, but this is what she had to say. I'm going to play this video. We'll take it from there.
I've kept it so well.
Do you believe in God?
Not anymore. But I am not an atheist. I am agnostic. I used to believe very much.
She has questions around God. She does not believe in your God. She has questions. Can you answer her? This is a very strong-minded lady. Do you have answers for her? She does not believe in your God anymore. She has questions. That's what agnostic means. I know in your mind, if you are a kind of person that like hard truth, you're like, just call yourself an atheist. See, you don't see the difference. Why? Because it's too much hard work to be thinking the difference between agnostics and atheists. You probably don't have the patience to answer her. Because the Bible says, the way you go is you go by the Bible. Right? That's your girl. That's the truth teller out there. She's like, I need answers. See, as much as you like her and her truth telling, she has a lot of questions too. She doesn't know when to rest and just say, you know what? I'm just going to trust and believe. She's not that chick. Okay. So for every time you go to the extreme of any angle, just know that there's a bad side to it. Just have that at the back of your mind. That's why I said active listening, keep an open mind. This is the key to success in life. Let's keep going.
But now I describe myself as a cultural Christian.
Do you think the world is better when people either believe in God or act as if God is real?
I don't think it matters so much. It matters what they do with the belief or the lack of belief.
Do you think the US still has what it takes to lead the free world?
Yes, of course.
What is your order at McDonald's if you eat at McDonald's?
Always breakfast and a bacon and egg McMuffin.
You get
So I guess this was when she was in DC last Saturday, they said.
Compared to Margaret Thatcher a lot. Do you like the comparison?
Not all the time, but she's a hero or heroine of mine. So it's very flattering, but it's also quite heavy. And she's a different person. I admire her, but I want people to...
Anyway, I think the point I wanted to take from Nigerians, you guys are the number 2 most prayerful Christian nation in the world. Can you handle this? She has questions. She doesn't believe in... She doesn't know if she believes in your God.
Do you trust the British police?
I do.
Do you trust the British police? This is the other question here.
I do. But, remember my experience with the police in Nigeria was very negative. And coming to the...
They ask you, do you trust British police? Why are we talking about Nigerian police? Because she must tell the truth. She has to tell the truth, don't she, right?
UK, my first experience with the police was very positive. The police in Nigeria would rob us. So when people say, I
stray bullet. See that they will rob the police in the jail will rob us. Who is us? You? Okay, let's keep going. This is the part where I think Ade of Lagos says she's lying.
I had this bad experience with the police because I'm black and they're white. I was like, what the hell? I remember the police stole my brother's shoes and his watch.
His shoes?
Yeah, they took his shoes and his watch. It's a very poor country. So, people do all sorts of things. And giving people a gun is just a license to intimidate. But that's not the bar we should use for British police. Obviously, it should be much higher. But
okay, so she came back to the British police. That's not the bar to use for British police. After she did what? She denigrated the Nigerian police. Somebody said she has the right to tell the truth.
My experience was so positive. When I was burgled, for example, the police were there, very helpful. They eventually caught the person. It's 2004, so 20 years ago. The police...
Oh, you didn't give the police the credit that they caught the person. Maybe it took too long. Let's keep going.
They did catch criminals, and now we've given them too much to do, in my view. So the police are the first line of defense for everything, and I think that...
Do you trust the British police?
I do. That burden makes it a lot harder for them to actually do the basics. And that's another thing that we need to look at.
Let's talk about some of the social issues that have
that burden makes it a
Anyway, somebody said heard her mom is Igbo from Abia. Let me see. Somebody said we all know she's saying the truth. Instead of this to spark a police reform, she will be blamed for her personal experiences with the police. We don't have to blame her. We could just point her moves out. She's a leader. She's expected to know how to talk in public. That's all. How dare she say the country is a poor country? Did she study the country before saying that? Nigeria is a poor country. Let's continue. LOL, as expected, I surprised say them never change her name to Igbo name since. But as last, no matter how long it takes, someone must rise to speak out and tell the world truth about Nigeria. We all know she's saying the truth. Freedom to say the truth, right? So the average human being, Nigerian, will say that she should speak the truth. And in my opinion, there's direct correlation between that and the state of Nigeria. Go and think about that very well, okay?
I chose this country because here I could breathe free.
This is Tunde not posting this. I beg, did she lie? I don't think so.
And I could be everything that I wanted to be. I grew up in Nigeria and I saw firsthand what happens when politicians are in it for themselves, when they use public money as their private piggy banks, when they promise the earth and pollute not just the air, but the whole political atmosphere with their failure to serve others. I saw what socialism means for millions. It's poverty and broken dreams. I came to Britain determined to make my way in a country where hard work and honest endeavor can take you anywhere.
Kemi Badenoch, the leader of the British Labour or Conservative Party. We are proud of her in spite of her efforts at denigrating her nation of origin. Rishi Sunak, the former British Prime Minister, is originally from India. He never denigrated his nation of ancestry, nor poured venoms.
So people are saying she's just speaking her own personal experience. Rishi Sunak did not live in India, so he had no personal experiences to speak of problems.
On India, she is entitled to her own opinion. She has even every right to remove the Kemi from her name.
There is some condescension. That's some condescending shit that the vice president just said. She has every right to remove the Kemi name from her name. You like me, sir? Anyway, the African Dagbadati says she needs to tell me how she intends to solve my problems in the UK. If she does not have ideas of what to talk about regarding the nose-diving UK public institutions, then she should shut the F up. Nigeria is not the reason NHS is collapsing. Nigeria is not the reason all our doctors, nurses, engineers are running away to Canada, Dubai, Qatar, Kuwait, Saudi Arabia, and the rest. That's why UK was begging for nurses and care workers to come and fill the space created by Brexit. Nobody can go to the best part of central London with a decent watch and not get robbed. Wahala, yeah. Say it ain't so. They get robbed of their watch in UK. Sorry. God, that's nasty work. They do? No, say it ain't so. Oh my God. Oh my They get robbed in the UK on the streets.
She what?
You know what I mean? How?
Wait.
Anyway, I'm being sarcastic like Uncle Shetima. Uncle Shetima is mean. He says she has the right to remove Kemi from her name. That's vicious.
But that does not underscore the fact that the greatest black nation on earth is the nation called Nigeria.
That's a generic statement. All the Kemi followers will want to know. What do you mean by that, sir? Anyway, they said they're getting robbed in central London. If you have a decent watch, you'll get robbed. If not spied, talk to me about how you intend to stop the youth from stabbing and applying each other on the streets of UK indiscriminately. Talk to me about how you intend to solve the collapsed UK financial system. I want to hear your plans concerning the modern slave. Okay, all right, we get it. She's been held accountable in the UK. Stop talking about Nigeria. You're not in Nigeria. She's a Yoruba person. Who cares about being the most populous black nation when the citizens have never been able to feed self? See, when you enter poverty, it's a vicious cycle. Even the average Nigerian will support Kemi for obvious reasons, you know. But they are forgetting that it's the same attitude that brought Nigeria to where it is today. Not knowing how to celebrate yours or build yours. It's a big chunk. Okay. Chie, shout out to you. Good to see you, Chie. Hope you're doing well. How's your Sunday going? All right. Somebody said it will never be well with those who voted yes. She lied. Wait. She lied. The mistake they are making is coming for her. She will expose them. Stop the cap. What is she going to expose? Anyway, let's get back to some of the talking here. Vice President leave Kemi. Sunday Igboho. So Sunday Igboho is also another self-determination person with the Yoruba Nation stuff, right? He said, Vice President, leave Kemi Badenoch alone. Stop the verbal attacks. She wasn't lying. That was a verbal attack. She has every right to remove Kemi from her name. That is a verbal attack. Jesus Christ.
I chose this country because here I could breathe free and I could be everything.
Anyway, we already talked about that. If you love what she said, hit the button for me. No time. 551. They love her. Why is the Nigerian government on this woman's matter? She's the leader of the Conservative Party, and what she says is mostly the ideology of her party about political matters. So you are agreeing that she's dividing and conquering. Clap for yourself. Murasi, continue. Comedian Osh Bibi, I think so. Osh Poppy, he reacts to Kemi Badenoch's comments about the Nigerian police. Let's listen to this.
But based on one or two, make Kemi actually just Kemi of UK or whatever. Make you just focus on her job. Just do your work. Face the situation in the UK and control. Not any small question they ask you, you go to bring Nigeria into the limelight. We dey shame first of all for ourselves. We dey try to package ourselves to get better.
Hit the like button,
especially
if you're just coming in. Hit the like button. Police. Thank you.
What are the work the American police is doing to the American citizens? Even in the UK, everybody leave Nigeria. Nigeria is already going through a lot. Any small argument will carry Nigeria comfort.
Why did he bring American into this? We're talking about the UK. Why is he bringing American into this? What is wrong with these people? You're not going to leave us alone. Anyway, this is like, do you trust your husband? She answers yes, but goes ahead to explain the male gender and her experience with them. Yeah, it's terrible. That's a good point, Natu. Yeah, she can't speak about Nigeria if she's speaking from a personal experience. That's actually a key point there. You know, she can, but she should factor in that this is a personal experience, right?
So who did in Nigeria and may they delete the country? You are doing your job as a UK yourself.
They say face your front, face your own face. That's what I'm trying to say. They are face your own front in UK and stop talking about us here in Nigeria. This is why they're generalizing all of us in the diaspora. They think it's all of us that talk like Kemi. Some do. It is what it is. All right. If you are against Kemi, you are one of the problems. Easy formula. Anyway, it's okay. It's an opinion. Everyone is talking about this girl because she is not in Nigeria. Dele is in prison, and nobody is talking about the injustice. She happens to be the one trending now. We'll talk about Dele too. Simberry says, when a patient needs surgery, you don't slap on a bandage and expect the disease to go away. This attitude right here is why that country no agree better. The people who are comfortable with the rot. This is a terrible analogy. This is the very terrible analogy, in my opinion. I pray that lady becomes the Prime Minister of UK because she's ready to make life miserable for Nigerian politicians. I bet make una leave her. Oh no, she's not going to make life miserable for Nigerian politicians. See how you're the sucker, right? She's going to do what politicians do, meaning she's going to welcome Tinubu with open arms into wherever their palace is. Every single time that's going to happen. Okay, you see what I'm saying? I think better already. Now you're going to set your expectations so high. And then she's going to tell you, no, we're just world leaders. You are the sucker. Anyway, I think Kemi is just keeping it real about Nigeria's issues. Even leaders like Tinubu admit corruption's a big corruption. That's completely out of touch with the conversation. Let me leave that alone.
Kemi Badenoch,
the
leader of the British Labour or Conservative Party. We are proud of her.
No, not proud. You're proud of what? Okay, let's go. All right, let's continue. I'm so sorry. Let's continue. Sorry.
in spite of her epos denigrating her nation of origin. He is entitled.
I've never heard this guy talk before, so I'm taken aback. But let's listen. I'm hearing him.
To her own opinions. She has even every right to remove the Kemi from her name. But that does not underscore the fact that...
Okay, that's the same video we just watched, right? Okay, this one is clearer. Let's keep going. She is not interested in doing Nigerian's PR. She is not. So let's leave her alone. She said, I identify more as a Yoruba than a Nigerian. All right. According to her, I find it interesting that everybody defines me as being Nigerian. I identify less with the country than with the specific ethnicity.
We go explain, because no evidence.
I have nothing in common with the people from the north of the country, the Boko Haram where Islamism is. All right, she really go explain to her.
We go explain, because no evidence.
We have a lot of my Igbo sisters here. We have Chiye is Igbo. Natu is, I don't know what tribe Natu is, but she's from the north, Kaduna. We have so much more in common than we like to admit. I say that all the time. Again, people that are two things: ignorant or actively trying to divide and conquer. Ignorance or actively trying to divide and conquer. They always make this kind of statement. They always see more of the division or the differences. They see reasons to create demarcations than to see us as the human behavior as basically, for the most part, same thing. All right, it's a problem. It's a problem everywhere, from the macro level politics down to personal relationships. It's a big problem, you know. I hope she knows what she's doing. After all, nothing is perfect in life. In love and war, all is fair, right? I have nothing in common with the people. Somebody said, Kemi, you've made it clear that you no longer wish to be associated with Nigeria. And that's completely fine. However, I kindly ask that you refrain from promoting rhetoric that deepens division within our nation. Was I not just saying that? Instead, focus on being the conservative leader you are in the UK. There are significant challenges ahead for you to tackle. So please stay focused. You see, they are telling the truth, but they're destructive. They're divisive, right? And when I say they're telling the truth, please, whose version of the truth? Is it really truth or is it a lie when you look at the bigger picture? Anyway, let's keep going. I'm not going to read that. Let's keep going. There's some other people that spoke. Ekiti philanthropist Opayemi David Falegon reacts to Bashir Ahmed and Kemi Badenoch's recent comments about Nigeria. Okay, let me see. Okay, this is what he said. Regardless of how we feel about her statement, we still need her to make history as first Nigerian African Prime Minister. And what's the difference between you and Shetima? You're entitled. She says she's not proud of you. Shetima said remove your first name. Now you want her to make Nigerian proud. It's like, oh God.
Not be juju be that.
These people, right? I like the dreams of the future better than the history of the past. Even though we don't agree with her statement, we still believe in one Nigeria. Okay, it's a soldier. Anyway, Reno Omokri has something to say. Reno Omokri, let's see what he had to say. Let's have it. Oh, of course, a long thesis. I'm going to read it. His opinion matters to a lot of people, obviously. Reno says, I am proud that a Nigerian, Kemi Badenoch, a member of the parliament and leader of His Majesty's opposition, is the highest ranking black person in the United Kingdom. But Kemi still has a lot to learn in life. Mrs. Badenoch should recall that when Anthony Joshua was arrested in 2011 on drug charges, the headline in all British papers was something like this: Nigerian boxer arrested with drugs. I urge our office to please fact check me. This is why I have a love and hate relationship with Reno. This kind of things right here, you know. But when the very same Anthony Joshua won a gold medal in men's super heavyweight boxing at the 2012 London Olympics, the headline in British papers read, British boxer wins boxing gold. She ain't here, eh? Okay. Within a year, Mr. Joshua transformed from a Nigerian to a Briton. What a miracle! All of you black and white people, here now listen. The British media are celebrating Kemi because it is currently chic to do so. There is, after all, some novelty in the fact that she is the first black person to hold such an exalted position. But she would do well to remember that she is only British and not English. Wait. There's a difference between British and English? Oh, no, say it ain't so, right? And when she makes a mistake, as we all do, everybody makes mistakes. As we all do, the British media will remember that she is Nigeria in their headline. Hey, this woman go collect.
Sorry.
Me, I will be here reporting on it when it happens. Okay, I will be here. She means she should speak the truth. Speak the truth of your very terrible nation, Abi. You're so happy someone is speaking the truth finally. Ain't you happy? Of course you're happy. Of course. I urge Mrs. Badenoch to learn from Barack Obama. Kenya has the same teething challenges as Nigeria. And in many areas, Nigeria is far ahead of the East African country. Yet, Mr. Obama never demarketed or disassociated himself from Kenya. That's a word for the wise. He visited Kenya, promoted her, and proudly spoke about his Kenya heritage. Well, there's a reason why it's also part of the Democrat, so it's not conservative in any way, I guess. To paraphrase the popular proverb, success has many fathers, but failure has only one mother. Is that the same thing? I'm not sure. Yoruba people, please help me. Yoruba scholars, help me. Mrs. Badenoch may want to acquaint herself with the case of former British star footballer John Fashanu. When he was the darling of the football-loving Brits, he was called British, and he did not associate with Nigeria. Then scandal came, and the headlines changed from British footballer to Nigerian player. Hey! Look at Uncle Toby, Pastor Toby. They are linking him to Nigeria now, isn't it? Anyway, I hope and pray. Today, Mr. Fashanu lives in Abuja. Check that out. I hope and pray that the same fate will not happen to Kemi. Kemi is probably a coconut head. She would never live in Nigeria. Somebody says she don't need you. She will never, under any circumstances, ever need Nigeria. That's what I might find a statement in a second here. Anything that makes Nigeria, let me see. I'm so sorry. You guys didn't tell me. What did it tell me? You guys should have told me now. Chinye, I've done 2 hours and 12 minutes. I actually plan to drop the link at the 2 hours mark. I'm going to leave another 30 minutes or so. If you want to call in, I'm going to leave your opinion. I'm dropping the link right now. Oh, sorry. I dropped in the wrong place. There you go. So I just dropped the link. If you want to call in, this is the right time. I'm not going past 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you want to call in, this is the right time to call in right now. I would like to hear your opinions on this. Yes. All right. So I was supposed to do this at the top of the first hour. Completely forgot because I was reacting. So anyway, Mrs. Badenoch may want to acquaint herself with the case. Okay, we already covered that. Reno, Omokri. Okay, so I'm looking at the comments. So anything that makes Nigeria and a politician be against you, then you are doing the right thing. Well done, Kemi. A lot of Nigerians share the same sentiment with Kemi. Just yesterday, Yaya Bello was granted bail after stealing billions of naira. Which person? This is irrelevant. It's completely irrelevant. I know you like to make every part of you being a victim relevant to this conversation. It's simply not. It's, if anything, it perpetuates your victimhood.
Every organization has it.
All right, so Rufai Oseni reacts to Kemi Badenoch recent. Let's see what he says. Oseni, who is one of the you thought it was a monologue. I didn't mean to. You guys have to remind me at the top of the hour always. I didn't mean to. Oseni, who is on Arise News TV, I don't usually rock with what he has to say, but let's see what he has to say here. So I think Kemi is being disingenuous by playing the racial card. That's what a rabid opportunist will always do. There is a difference between tribe and nationality. Taking a swipe at the people from the north is a fallacy of ignoble proportions. See, they told you already, anybody can make mistakes. She's already making a mistake by running her mouth too much. Instead of her to face forward and face her front, she serves the conservatives. Focus on that. The only people she's offended thus far have been just Nigerians in the UK. Now she's offending Nigerians around the world, except, of course, the black and white truth tellers out there. I understand, but not really. But I do. I'm just trying to make sure that you see beyond this black and white rhetoric, because this girl is a human being like the rest of us. She's going to make mistakes and she's going to get called out. Now she's been identified with creating tribalistic, divisive rhetoric. And what do we see? We have people coming into our comment and saying, what is Nigerian self? Did you not see that earlier on? This is what happens. Okay. Does that help us? Well, it's just the truth. Let's just tell the truth. Okay, if you think so, we should tell the truth. You're right. You're right. You're right.
Well, you're right.
So, Oseni says, Kemi Badenoch says she's a cultural warrior. And with our new message, has become a rapid tribal, I don't know what it's saying there, a rapid tribal war too. History is replete with stories on people like Kemi. We know the score, but to what end? For power. Power is obviously insidiously corrupting her. Power, absolute power will corrupt absolutely, right? She is fast sounding like, what is this? Jebo? What is that word? I don't know what that word is. With her tunnel vision, it is a tunnel vision. Black and white people are tunnel vision people. I am Nigerian and I am proud. All right. This is what she said. I identify more as a Yoruba than a Nigerian. The leader. Okay, this is what we saw earlier on. Problems. I would have moved back to Nigeria is what? What? I have nothing in common. You move back to Nigeria, what? I didn't get that. Anyway. Some guy here, Festus Tokumbo, I don't know who he is. He had an opinion too. Let's see what he said. Open letter to Vice President Shettima. Stop castigating Kemi Badenoch. Focus on the child poverty in the northern Nigeria. Okay. All right, you got me. Okay. We should focus on the child poverty in Nigeria. You kind of emotionally manipulated me, but you got me. Okay. As I was writing this piece, 67.5% of the children across Nigeria. All right, those are real issues that should be solved. Let me read it because they are real issues that should be solved. But it's not relevant to what we're talking about. FYI. Okay. 67.5% of the children across Nigeria are multidimensionally poor as a result of our institutional failures. The World Bank estimates that 65% of children in the north are out of school, while about 90% of the children in the rural areas are experiencing child poverty. Nigeria is the fourth largest exporter of liquefied natural gas, the 12th largest exporter of oil, and the 17th largest exporter of natural gas in the world. Yet the UNDP and Nigerian Bureau of Statistics estimated that 65% of the population were multidimensionally poor in 2023, while 45% of them are experiencing energy poverty and about 50% of Nigerians experiencing food poverty. In this worsening economy, Vice President Shettima should focus on so both of them should focus on their focus, right? Kemi should focus on the British, and Shettima should focus on his face forward, right? All right. So we get the gist. It's okay. I'll take that in because that's children poverty. How Nigerian police prefer. Okay, we already saw that. Now, Aisha Yesufu reacts to Kemi Badenoch's comments about the Nigerian police. All right. Remember what she said about the Nigerian police that I just played earlier on, right? Right. So she responds. Aisha Yesufu is known to follow, I think, Peter Obi, and she's like part of the obedience in Nigeria, right? The obedient Peter Obi's movement. She says Kemi Badenoch should grow up and move on. Context is everything. I agree with her already. She was asked if she trusts the British police. That's all she asked. How is what happened with Nigerian police a reason for her to know if she will trust our British police or not? she did say, to be fair to her, kind of late in the comment, she did say, well, that's not the yardstick we should measure British police by, right? Something like that. Anyway, what also brought in our poverty? If UK doesn't give enabling environment for people to loot Nigerians' wealth and take it there, poor or Nigeria will not be in the same center. That's the problem with blame game. When you go into your relationships or any type of human interaction or play, and what you focus on is blame, right? And this is now you trying to divide and conquer, right? This is just the way you think. This is the way you've been conditioned by your very same politicians who use the same tactics to defeat you, right? Blame. See, the problem with blame is that for every time you point the finger, 4 is pointing at you. That's the problem with the blame game. It's poison. It's poisonous, right? So see, now they're calling UK out for creating an enabling environment. Is that not truth? Should we want to tell the truth? That one is not that one will be truth. I beg. So because the bar is low in Nigeria, it doesn't mean that she should lower the bar for their police there. She should not use our Nigerian poverty mentality to lower the bar there. Wow. And then she tags police NG. How did I know this was coming? She tags Nigerian police. You see your life? Always disgracing us up and down. Straight bullet. Undefeated.
Sorry.
This Kemi Badenoch story is giving, it's a lot of lessons in it. Hopefully you paid attention. I didn't line them out line by line, but hopefully it gets you thinking, right? About how this life works. This life is not your mate. Stop acting like you're holier than thou, that you're the one that knows the truth. For the most part, you're full of shit, like Igbe. Okay. For the most part, okay. There is truth. What I'm saying is that should be your bare minimum. You got to think above that. Think beyond just your own idea of truth. Practice active listening. There's a reason why other people have different versions of truth. Before you claim that yours is the truth, absolute truth, you should spend some time listening to other people's version of truth. You might just learn 1 or 2 things. All right? So, yeah. Let's see. All right, so there's a Delta PPRO, I guess the police. He's reacting to Kemi Badenoch. Okay, it's a police official, I guess. Out of everything she said, it's the one she said about police that is trending. Without evidence, so I repeat, we're all Nigerians like me. Have me. It's hate like me, hate me is simply the truth. Him too is the truth.
Sorry.
Supposed to be the police. Is that a robust statement? What the hell did he just say? Oh God. Anyway, Femi Fani-Kayode, who is a Nigerian politician, who is known to have very lame ideas and ideologies, but that's your leaders that you produced, that we produced as Nigerians. Anyway, he has something to say. She should formally wipe her maiden name off Adegoke, off the record as well. Right, remember her name is Adegoke. And publicly renounce and disavow her father. And this is emotional talk now at this point. Okay. Nigerians are butthurt. They didn't like how Kemi talked about us. Come on now, they just didn't like it. Okay, and it's understandable, like they're taking an offense to her condescending approach to talking about Nigeria and Nigerians. Right? She disavow her father, mother, siblings, Nigerian lineage and heritage. She does not want to identify with us, and we do not want to identify with her. She sees us as what? Let me see. She sees us as being corrupt and evil. Baba, you are corrupt. Anyway. Allegedly. Anyway, corrupt and evil, and we see her as being the devil incarnate and the spawn of Satan. Allegedly. There can be no fellowship between us. The truth is that she is no longer a mere irritant or the inconsequential object of our contempt and ridicule, but she can now be comfortably and legitimately described as public enemy number 1 of our beloved nation. She should stick to the affairs of our UK, face its ruling Labour Party and its Prime Minister Keir Starmer, and leave Nigeria alone. On a lighter note, it is a pity that I stopped playing polo many years ago, because if it had been in my days that she attempted to visit the Lagos Polo Club, she would not have got past the gate. And if she managed to do so, our grooms and horse boys would have pasted her self-hating, unpatriotic, ungrateful, treacherous, and ever so plain face with Argentinian pony dog before tiring. All this British body stuff. How times have changed. Oh Lord. Some Emmanuel said, keep making us proud, baby girl. Forget politicians we don't get shame. People who are pained by this woman's speech are the people who have ruined the country and their supporters. It's not true. It's not true. Those people who have ruined the country are a function of the same people that you claim to be the victims. Okay? Either you voted for them or you allow them to steal the mandate. Either one of the two. Did I say allowed to steal mandate? Oh, let's talk about that another day, okay? Another day. All right. That's all I have today. With this Kemi Badenoch stuff. I'm tired. My tired is tired. Okay. My tired is tired. I'm looking at a report from New Telegraph. Badenoch draw lessons to shape Nigeria's future. COP tells politicians. There's a report on the Telegraph. I think it's a UK publication. I'm just going to leave with this. This is 24 minutes ago. The Coalition of United Political Parties, COP, yesterday bemoaned negative reactions trailing the recent views expressed by the leader of the UK Conservative Party, Kemi Badenoch. That name is kind of badass, right? All right, let's see here. Where is it? Okay, here we go. Okay, about Nigeria. Hold on one second. Okay, about Nigeria. Okay, so National Secretary of the COP, Chief Peter Ame, said Badenoch's remarks, though not palatable to the ears, should be used by Nigerian politicians as an opportunity for reflection and growth. Absolutely. The truth is bitter, but you can still leverage it, right? He advised the political class to draw useful lessons from the outburst. According to him, Badenoch hopes to inspire change and protect the values that make the UK an attractive destination for many Nigerians. Hey, that's another offensive statement. In a statement issued by the COP scribe in Abuja, Ame argued that though it's painful to acknowledge, Kemi Badenoch's description of Nigeria was a reflection of the struggles many Nigerians face daily. The statement read in part, her words, though difficult to hear, underscore the urgent need for change. Kemi Badenoch's statements about Nigeria have indeed sparked intense reactions from politicians, but it's essential to acknowledge the validity of our concerns. As someone who grew up in Nigeria and experienced the challenges firsthand, our perspective offers a unique insight into the country's struggles. Badenoch's comments highlight the pervasive corruption and this misguided policies that have plagued Nigeria, leading to widespread poverty and a lack of opportunities. Her personal anecdotes about the police in Nigeria who would rob us and stole from. Okay, this person is just saying the fact that Nigeria ranks 146 out of 180 countries in the Corruption Perception Index and 161 out of 189 countries in the Human Development Index is a stark reminder of the country's struggles. All right, so good points nonetheless. I think those are really good points. I think there are two sides to every story at the end of the day. The side that I identify with the most is blunt talkers are rude people. For the most part, I'm generalizing. They're rude people that need to learn how to talk. The ability to learn how to talk, to present yourself, social intelligence, social awareness is greater than your ability to, the impacts are greater than your ability to tell the truth. Your ability to tell the truth is probably a fallacy, okay? Because that's always limited to your point of views, right? which is obviously nothing compared to the other 8 billion people in this world. But if you can at least be social aware to know that you don't really know shit like the rest of us, I think the world would be a better place. You will probably elect better leaders if you think in that manner, or at least find a balance between the two. But I think we are all of us, we are right. Okay. It's okay. It's just point of views. But I think we can also extract some very, very important lessons out of all of this. But I want to say thank you for being here today, rocking with me all 2018, 160. Let me see how many people stopped by today. I'll say thank you. Yes, I am back definitely on Tuesdays. No, Tuesdays sometimes, but definitely on Thursdays. Let's just say Tuesday, Thursdays, Saturday, or Sundays. I'm back with some live sessions. We'll continue to talk about some of this trendy stuff. I think there's so much to learn from them, when it comes to your personal relationships, as well as the kind of leadership that you guys are electing or that you want to practice in your own household, in your own community, all this kind of stuff. I want to continue to rub minds together with you. Okay. So I want to say shout out to all 211 of you that already stopped by. 211 people stopped by today. And all of you that rock with me, all 10 of you that rock with me all the way through. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for all you've been doing to support this platform. The likes, please hit the like button. Hit the like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications so you're notified when we go live. Hopefully, you've been enlightened, educated. We'll see you on the next one. Peace.
Hey Prestige fam, show some love to the video. Hit like, subscribe, and share. Are you in Europe, America, and struggling in your relationship? From argument to abuse and trust issues, we are here to help.
Lola and I founded Prestige Marriage Academy to transform your story. With 20 years of friendship, 17 years of marriage, experience with navigating the ups and downs of marriage, and personalized coaching, includes 24/7 support. Ignorance is expensive. WhatsApp us at +1 732 305 8577 to book a free discovery session today and take charge now.
Don't wing it.
Join us in creating the love life you deserve.